Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Shutterfly. If you're like us, you take a lot of pictures because you have a camera right in your hand all the time. How would you not take a lot of pictures? And we're taking all these pictures, more than we've ever taken in the history of the world.
What are you going to do with them all?
That's the thing. You used to get a solid picture, and then you'd look through them, and you could enjoy them. Now they're like back on your camera roll. You can't even find them. You don't want that. That's why the cool thing you need to do, and what I did, and I think it's pretty cool, is create a Shutterfly photo book.
Oh.
What I did, and you're going to enjoy this, Jimmy, because I haven't showed this to you yet, but took all of our pictures from being on tour this year.
Oh.
All live show pictures, us backstage, us on stage, doing all that stuff, and like some of the venues and things, and made a little photo book out of that. Also, they have free 24-hour designer service as well. With their 24-hour designer service, a professional designer is going to lay out the book for you for free in just a day. Make something that means something with Shutterfly. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with promo code SMALLTOWN. See site for promotional details.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back.
Do it.
That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure,
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
This week, we look at the postcard beautiful town of Haiku, Hawaii, where a brutal murder sends waves of anger through paradise. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so damn much for joining us this week. That's how excited and pumped and just jacked up we are. Lots of good stuff here. Quick announcement right off the top. New live shows. New Small Town Murder podcast.
So many.
Live shows. Come out to a live show. Dates will be announced on the 12th, February 12th, so that's Monday. But we're going to be coming to San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland,
Seattle,
LA,
San Diego. Every town in fucking California.
Everywhere. New York, Philly.
And Chicago again.
Back to you, Chicago. We loved you so much. We got to see you twice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really fun. Come out to a live show. There'll be all sorts of information on that next week, but tons of live shows.
And if that's not your town, guess what? This isn't the
it's
fucking
coming.
end.
This isn't the end. It's coming. And speaking of that, one show you can definitely get tickets to now would be on Boston at Laugh Boston on February the 18th, 1 p.m. is the Small Town Murder Show. The 7 p.m. is sold out. Also, 4 p.m. is Crime and Sports. Still a few tickets left for that one, so you can get in there. Get in there right now. And also March 25th, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
Stand Up Live. It's our hometown. Fill that place up. Make us look good.
Yeah.
Make us look good for all the shit we've talked to these people forever, the bookers and everything else.
We've told them that we deserve it. Now we've got something.
So please.
So show up and
show them. Show them what you've built, damn it, because you've built it right there.
That's the truth.
And when you go to these shows, what you should be wearing is maybe a small town murder shirt, a crime and sports shirt, a you sir may fuck off shirt.
That'd be nice.
Something like that. You can get those shirts. Did you know that, Jimmy?
Can you?
You can.
Where?
It's amazing. crimeinsports.threadless.com.
Yeah,
that's the one right there. It's all right there. Go on and do that and wear that. And thank you guys, by the way, for all of your iTunes reviews this week. We are edging. But by the time this comes out, we'll be at 10,000, which is crazy. And I said we'll do a bonus episode, and we will. It's probably going to be after
we come back from Detroit.
It's going to be after.
Did you guys?
After the 18th. I'm sorry, guys. I feel terrible because I promised it, and we're going to deliver. Right. Trust me. But I have like 14 episodes to do and to research in like a week and a half. So
it's ridiculous.
Please, it's so hard. We do like 4.5, 5 hours of podcasts a week.
Each week.
I know other shows put out bonus episodes, but they don't do 5 hours a week anyway before that. So I'm trying. We're trying.
The only people that do shit like that are like Adam Carolla or Howard Stern or people that don't have to do tons and tons of research to put that product out.
Yeah, you can do an everyday show just based on what's in the news.
I could sit here and tell you about my dick size all day.
That's fine. We could do that
joke
for
about
hours.
It for hours.
This takes there's 25 hours of research behind every one of these shows, so it's a bigger thing than that.
Right.
But thank you for those iTunes reviews, and if you haven't done it yet, if you want to push us, because we can't stop at 10,000, guys.
No.
We got to keep going because that iTunes algorithm needs to be fed.
Let's stop
it's
that
funky
dance,
and it needs to be fed, guys. So please do that. Get on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our egos. Just the 5 stars are important. If you want to make a donation to the show, you are more than appreciated. Yeah. You are the most appreciated. We'll have a long list of insanely appreciated people later on.
This week.
So deep. You can go to patreon.com/crimeinsports to do that. Or if you want to make a one-time donation, no problem there. You can do that at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com.
Those are them.
That's it. Other quick thing. P.S. I Hate This Movie is back. So listen to that. Me and my wife, Sarah Hunt, making fun of bad romantic comedies, and it's a lot of fun, and I get very, very angry. Speaking of very angry, stay tuned till the end of the show because I have a rant in store. Oh boy, that could just knock a horse out. It's quite the rant based at some other podcasters, nobody in particular, but
no names.
We could start some wars. We'll put it that way over this. And
I'd love to.
If you have any interest in podcasting, no.
Good Christ.
If you have any interest at all in that sort of thing, and
fucking
you just
dork that bought a Zoom and he's got something to say.
That's it.
I'll ruin him.
Well, guess what? Our Zoom is better. So there you go, guys. But stay tuned for that at the end of the show because it's a doozy. Trust me on that one. Also, got to do this. Got to do the disclaimer, guys. We're doing the disclaimer. We do it every week. And
unfortunate.
I'll say this. It's not that bad.
No.
We're not saying this because we say horrible things about innocent people and you might be offended by that.
Right.
We say this because some people don't think that true crime and comedy belong together at all.
We say that because that's an actual quote. People have fucking said that to us.
True crime and comedy do not belong together at all. They've said that. So if you believe that now, turn around. This is a spot at the roller coaster that says last chance, turn around.
You've got a heart condition. Leave.
Have a good, that's it.
You're obviously too pregnant.
It's
can't
true.
ride this.
You can't ride. You have a heart condition. You're 87 years old. What are you thinking?
What do you want?
What are you thinking? Because we go out of our way to make sure not to make jokes at the expense of the victims or the victim's family. We're not about that. We're assholes, but we're not scumbags. That's
true.
The way it is. And that said, now that you understand that information, it's time. I know what you're saying. Shut up and give me murder. It's time. And we're going to do it.
All right.
Murder time, everybody. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go on a trip.
Okay.
This is going to be a nice trip, actually. Yeah. We were in Rhode Island. Ugh. It was kind of cold.
It was very cold.
It was cold. It just, it just wasn't that,
Very cold. The behavior of people in the town was even more cold.
Insane there.
Holy cold.
Let's go on. This is a long flight, Jimmy, so bring like a protein bar with you or something, whatever they let you take on the plane. Yeah, we're going to need to connect. We're going to probably connect in California because we're going all the way to Hawaii this time. All the way to Hawaii. State number 50. Thank God. God, this opens up so I could just pick cases now. It's bad
Random
enough.
shit.
Well, it's hard because I'll find cases that are great, and then I'm like, shit, that town has 60,000 people, and I can't do that. Well, when you narrow it down to now I only have 4 states to pick from, and it's like, holy shit, like it just narrows what I can do here. So let's do this week. We're going to Haiku, Pauela, Hawaii.
I already hate it. Haiku? What the fuck?
Haiku.
Is that 575 thing or whatever it was?
The 575.
You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
A haiku.
Oh, the actual haiku? You're talking syllables?
That's a 575,
yes, 575 syllable, yes.
Right.
The structure
and
of a haiku.
And they don't rhyme and shit.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
the dumbest fucking
in Hawaiian,
thing ever.
that means something else, actually. In Hawaiian, it actually means talk abruptly or sharp break. That's what it means. Yeah. Which is not really
That's a haiku.
It's not syllable specific in Hawaiian. They're very laid back in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're like 6, 8, 5. That's
get it
fine.
in the neighborhood.
7, 3. So
Fuck it. We're on a beach.
It's fine. Here's some poi. I got a fat joint lit. Let's all just relax.
Is that how it's pronounced? Poke?
Poke bowl? Yeah, poke bowl. Let's just all kick back. It's fine. It's paradise.
Eat some raw salmon. There's beach.
It's paradise and we're stoned.
Who
cares about syllables?
You got sand in your ass. Who gives a fuck?
No one's going to tell. We're on an island. No one's going to tell. One of those.
You just paid $11 for a gallon of milk. Who gives a shit?
Who cares? North Shore of Maui, this is on. North Shore, central part of the island. North Shore on the island of Maui. It's just paradise. There's no other word to describe it. There's no shit to talk about it.
Right.
It's beautiful.
It's fucking Maui.
It's amazing. It's Maui County. Okay. Also, area code 808. We won't get into how the postal shit works over there.
Maui's county is also Maui.
Maui County.
And you have to wear a Maui and Sons shirt.
Everything's Maui. And every island's
Smoke
like
Maui,
that.
Wowie. Everything's Maui.
They're very proud of them, and they should be. This place is goddamn awesome. I'm telling you right now. It's this area is 19.2 square miles. 15.8 of that is on land. This area. The motto here, town slogan, is "It's paradise, asshole. We don't need slogans." We don't need to draw you here. You're coming anyway. Stay away, dickhead. That's their slogan, and people still come. That'll make it manageable if we just say, "Hey, asshole, it's haunted." That's
It's $500 a night. We're still coming.
We're still coming. You're not keeping us away. A little history here, because I didn't honestly a little bit about the Hawaiian Islands, but I didn't know too much about the Hawaiian Islands. Do you?
No, I know that Maui's the fucking place to be.
That sounds
That's
good.
all I know.
Honolulu's on the Big Island.
And that
That's
one's
on
a
Hawaii.
piece of shit
That's
because
what
it's
I
the
know
capital.
There. Yeah, so obviously that's going to be bad.
That's going to be garbage. That's where all the hookers are.
Definitely.
There's so many hookers there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's all tourists. What do you expect? What do tourists want? Hookers.
And they don't even give a shit. They'll walk up to a dude wearing a ring and just be like, "You want a date tonight?"
Well, yeah, they're hookers. That's what they do.
But I mean, a dude wearing a wedding ring, at a wedding with his wife.
They're not marriage counselors.
Right up to him and be like, dude,
he might want to slip away in the bathroom for a few minutes.
$50, I'll blow you like she does.
That's an extra $50 and a handful of poi. I believe that's the transaction over there. I do think that's it. But you have to have the poi, which is you can't even say, "Can I give you 55?" And never mind, they're like, no, the poi is important. So if you're looking for a woman, have cash and a sack of poi with you, because you're going to need it. I don't even know what the fuck poi is, by the way.
It's disgusting.
I just know
that's
it's Hawaiian.
What it is. It's vile.
I would assume
I've had it,
be.
and it's like, I can't describe it other than it's slimy and it's disgusting. It's vile.
It's slimy.
It's horrible.
It's disgusting.
It's truly horrible.
Hawaiians are going to be
I'd
all
rather
mad
eat
at us.
Spam and pineapple.
Well, that's what the other thing they like is spam. Well, they don't really like it. It's just
it's just
what
there.
meat you have there.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
It travels from L.A. well.
Yeah. Why don't they? I mean, New Zealand, they have lambs everywhere.
Right.
That's how they figured it out. Why not have some lambs? I don't know if the climate is.
There's a lot of people there, though, too. I mean,
that's true.
You'd have to bring livestock every day.
That's true. Oh, it would be a goddamn mess over on a big boat.
Fuck.
Nah,
feel like
terrible.
Traveling Noah's Ark over there every goddamn day.
Every day.
Every day.
8 major islands and a bunch of atolls and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But 8 major islands is Hawaii. It's spread out across a wide area too.
Yeah.
The first Europeans who came here, obviously,
the first nice white people,
as you would say, yes, the Andrew Jackson moment there. It's the one. That's a past reference of a slip up there. They called it the Sandwich Islands.
Oh,
obviously, because Whenever they find anything, white people back in the day, they've said, who's the bewigged douchebag that this needs to be named after? I need to kiss ass.
These are naming this after an earl.
Oh, like here, everybody names shit after themselves or their hometown. There, they're like, I need to find a bewigged douchebag to name this after, so they'll look out for me. They name this after the John Montague, the 4th Earl of Sandwich.
Jesus.
That's who it's named after.
So the name is the Sandwich Islands.
It's the Sandwich Islands. That took all the way up until the 1840s.
Okay.
That was the name until Hawaii began to kind of take over with the locals called it anyway.
Much cooler.
Which is a better goddamn
much
name.
Cooler. The Sandwich Islands. I'm not getting married on the Sandwich Islands.
No, we're going to the sandwiches. That doesn't sound great. Because I don't even picture a good sandwich.
I picture bologna.
I don't picture like a deli sandwich. I picture one of those shit ones in wax paper that you'd see like 50s mothers give their kids in old TV shows. You're like, that looks terrible.
Yeah. It's just mayonnaise and bologna. That's it.
Yeah, a Kraft single.
You might have a couple of pickles.
Maybe. You're not getting pickles. A pickle just be thrown in the bag separately anyway.
Yeah, a big one. The one that you got to fucking hold in your hand. That's disgusting too.
Definitely here. Obviously, the largest island's name is Hawaii, like we said, and that's everything here. The Hawaiian monarchy was overthrown in 1893.
1893.
They overthrew the Hawaiian monarchy because they had kings there. There was King Kamehameha. That whole thing. It's a huge deal with the island, just like an island warlord, basically, and he's taken over the area.
Yeah,
and
I imagine that was a quick war too. I don't think they had guns and shit, did they?
No, I don't know. 1893, they probably some of them snuck over there.
You think so?
I'm sure it was an insurrection caused by us to try to take over the island, because the United States annexed it in 1898. So that's like 5 years later. They're like, we'll leave a 5-year window and then we'll just slip right in there.
It was a 3-week war, and then they took it 5 years later.
That's how it works, pretty much. They were like, okay, perfect. Good job, guys, here. The Hawaiian Islands are really exposed peaks of a big mountain range under there. Giant mountain range, obviously. That's what islands are. It's the Hawaiian Emperor Seamount chain. And that's why you have all the volcanic activity and all that sort of thing. The islands are almost 1,900 miles from the nearest continent.
Is it that far?
So, yeah, they are the shit out there.
Wow.
They're out there, man. Hawaii is the biggest island. Maui is the second biggest island while we're there. We're there today. The third biggest island. Maui's population is 144,000 for the whole entire island. Yeah. So it's beautiful there. And Oahu is the largest island, not Hawaii. I'm sorry about that. I think Hawaii is the biggest. Oahu has the most population.
Gotcha. And there's 8 of these fuckers.
There's 8. One of them's uninhabited.
Okay.
These pronunciations, I don't care. I'm sorry. There's so many today. It would have taken more time to research the goddamn pronunciations than it would have the whole fucking episode. I don't know about Hawaii. If you're from Hawaii, if you're Hawaiian, sorry, don't tweet me, eat dicks. Okay. Kaheoloe, we'll call it. It's the nickname for it is, quote, the Target Aisle.
Kaheoloa? Is that it?
I don't fucking
Kaheoloa?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
KAHO''OLAWE.
Okay.
I don't know how the fuck you say that.
Don't care.
It doesn't matter because it's nicknamed the Target Isle. It's the smallest of the of these islands.
Yeah.
It's never really had anybody there because there's no fresh water, so it's not a real desirable place.
No water.
Has not a real desirable place for people to live. And then during World War II, it was used as a training ground, but mostly a bombing range.
Okay.
And so then no one lived there after that because we then destroyed
Bombed the fuck out of it.
Well, yeah, the little that was there is now rubble. After that, they ended their live firing there in 1990 after they just constantly protested. 1990.
From World War II to 1990.
The Navy kept it. When the Navy gets something, they don't let that shit go. They'll stay. We are still in Germany. I mean, we don't fuck around. When we latch our hooks into something, we are staying. If we're coming to your country, we're never leaving. So keep us out the first time if you don't want us there. Because we don't stay for 10 minutes. We're like fucking roaches. Once we get in there, we build a base in the wall. You'll never see it. It's fucked. You're done. So, we
don't
did that.
leave until it's a radiation zone like Nevada.
Exactly. And we're like, okay, now you can move there. Let's put up a casino.
Pull all the troops out and put in casinos.
What do we got?
Make the pasty fucks from Nebraska go there.
An irradiated shithole with no natural water source? Perfect. This is where we want to build a place.
Tourist time.
Who wouldn't want to come here? The desert? It's beautiful. So, yeah, it wasn't ended until 1990, those exercises there. Okay. Now, Maui is the second biggest island, third biggest in population, like we said. Whole island is 727 square miles. So it's not even that huge of an island here. Obviously, Polynesians from Tahiti were the first people to populate this island. King Kamehameha I invaded Maui in 1790. And fought battles and took it over. And 1778 was James Cook coming over and naming it after the Earl of Douchebaggery.
Got it.
And he never set foot on Maui, though. This lazy fuck, now, first of all, presumably comes all the way from England to Hawaii, which is a long trip.
Did he go?
You got to want that shit.
You got to go around the Horn of Africa.
You got to go around
like
everything. Yeah, that's a long ass trip. He got all the way there. Got to Maui, which is awesome. Never set foot on the island because he couldn't find a suitable place to land.
What?
He was like, it's a little rough. Fuck it. Never mind. Never mind. Nope. He's like, we're good. Park out in the ocean and swim a half a mile. What the hell's wrong with you people?
What the fuck?
You missed out.
It's like going to fucking Disneyland and saying, Pirates of the Caribbean line is too long. You ride that shit,
yeah,
you idiot.
Exactly.
Get in that line.
So not a lot of history here. The area is, there's pineapple fields. There's a lot of coffee on the island, things like that. Haiku itself, not a lot of history. Small town, North Shore of the island. It's kind of the whole island. It's such a small place. It's all the same history here. Population here, 7,689 in this town. I can't believe there's that little because it's so beautiful.
Because it's fucking Maui.
But you can tell people are catching on. It's up 70% since 1990.
There you go.
About 4,500
Where's the
people
cheap
there.
place? That's where I'll go.
And there's a little less here. You'll see because I looked at other Hawaiian places for episodes here, and it was the prices here are amazing.
Really? Oh, they're great in comparison.
No, the prices in Hawaii are just exorbitant.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Median age here is about 42.7 because you need to be a little older to be able to afford to live
you have
there.
to have lived and amassed a small fortune.
That's the thing. Female population is about 52%, so that's a little bit higher, which, that's all within the range.
Chicks that want a tan.
That's it, man. People going, and that's the other thing, too. Maybe it's, I see this, too. Older guy.
Yeah.
Finds a trophy wife and moves to Hawaii and then croaks and she stays there forever. Banging her way across the island. Good for you, honey.
I like the way she
comes home with the most poi.
Yeah.
The most poi.
So much poi.
She wins. Married population here higher than the normal. It's about 55%. It's normally about 50, but with an older population, you're going to see that usually. Sure. So single population's less. Clearly, that's going to be like that. For now. We'll see what happens here.
Until she switches the diet from pokey to that goddamn beef. Yeah. Once they start bringing those Noah's Arks over full of beef, that fucker's going to die.
Going to be a different story at that point.
They'll be single.
Everything changes. More married people with no children here, too. Okay. That's the other thing. So I don't know if I think that might be older people.
Well, it's because kids are fucking
gone.
Expensive.
Later, everybody. If you want to take the grandkids and visit us on the island, we'll be there. But other than that, have a good one.
It's an 8-hour plane flight. You got to earn it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to earn that shit. We're not just inviting you down, and we're not throwing a ticket out at you either. That's on you, fucker. A race of this town, mostly white, 56% white, which is less than the average, but more than it should be for an island in the middle of the goddamn Pacific Ocean.
No doubt.
That's way too many white people. Jesus Christ, that's just too many for out there.
And Japan tried to make it fewer.
Nope, it doesn't matter. 0.0% black.
Yeah,
there,
that makes sense.
No good. 6.98% Asian. This is the most Asian town we've ever had, I think. So good for you. But it makes sense because that's the people who are there.
And they don't shut the fuck up on that pier either.
Oh,
Those bastards. They wander down there with their cameras yammering away. And it says clearly on the sign, be quiet, pay your respects to fallen soldiers. Those fuckers are just out there yammering.
Ladies and gentlemen, my partner, Andrew Jackson. His target this week,
Chinaman.
Japanese tourists.
All those Asians being all Asian, running their fucking mouths.
I have Beam Jimmy here from the 80s this week, where he will rail against the Japanese takeover.
That just drives me bananas, man. You don't disrespect soldiers. They die.
Damn it. Yeah, they die. Goddamn. No, it's true. It's true. Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders in this town, 9.17%. Less than 10% people who actually are goddamn from there.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are 2 or more races. There's a lot of mixed people. That's good for them. They're happy and nice and beige. Good for them. 6.27% Hispanic, which is less than normal, but again, more than I would expect for an island way the fuck out there. But you know what? If there's a place to go where they want to go, they're going to get there. So good for you guys. That's a hardy people.
They wanted it.
They wanted it. Yeah. They wanted it more than anyone, and they got there. And
they wanted to find a white pineapple.
Good
they
for
found
you.
it.
God damn it. I'm happy for you. Now, religion in this town, about 46% of the people are religious, which is more than I expected, honestly.
Yeah.
Less than the average, which is 50%, but more than I expected.
Okay.
You think it's paradise. Who cares? Or then you might go the other way. This is
God's
amazing.
country.
It has to be God.
Christ
this is
did
incredible.
this for sure.
Someone had to have done this because this is amazing.
Or that goddamn Brigham Young made it.
Yeah, 23.35% Catholic from missionaries. Boy, they hit this place up good. Anytime we got a territory back in the day, they'd be like, where have we set down 1 foot? We're sending many people there.
So many.
Anybody. Anyone wearing a grass skirt is going to have a cross around his neck in 10 fucking minutes once we get there. I'll tell you that right now.
What's with those tattoos? You need a cross tattoo. That's what you need.
I have just pallets of poi. That's going to be fine. I'm going to convince these people. The Mormons, too. Almost 5% Mormon. They've gotten there, too.
That's the thing. You get Catholics and Mormons, and they figured out that if you find a group of people that are very proud of their family, Catholics found the Italians. They also found the
Mormons
Spanish.
are finding,
and the Mormons are now finding Spanish, and they're also finding those Polynesians.
Oh, yeah.
Polynesians love them some Mormon.
It's very
fucking
strange.
Crazy.
Very, very strange here.
It's that family fucking shit. Family shit.
Family shit.
That fucking enjoying your family
shit. People lacking their family.
Giving a damn about your brother.
Spending time with your children like a pussy. Only pussies spend time with their children.
Only pussies do that shit.
So, 0.0% Jewish in Hawaii. They said, it's beautiful,
we'll
but
stay in New York.
It's the humidity there. It's a little much. It's moist. I like a drier climate. We'll go to Florida, but then we could go to New York if we want to get out of the heat.
Right.
There you're stuck. I feel like it's that sort of thing.
We're going to schlep all the way across an ocean?
Nah,
no.
I don't think so. The flights, no, you don't get a deal. There's no deals on the flights. There's never a deal. That's the problem.
It's always tourist season? Is that what you're telling me?
In the summertime, you get deals when you go there. Hawaii, there's never, even in the rainy season. It's raining. You'd think there would be a deal, but there's no deal.
Can't even go outside.
Okay, now that we've offended Asians, the Jewish, the Mormons, the Catholics,
anybody
Polynesians.
That's into families.
Definitely Mexicans.
For sure gays.
For sure gay people, yeah.
And anybody that hates the word pussy.
Yes, and anyone who thinks true crime and comedy never should go together. So we've offended.
We've made our audience so we got two people right now.
6% of the people who are not offended out there. We salute you. The rest of you,
you're a hero.
We apologize, and we're moving on forward. So,
fantastic.
Politically here, 74% of the people are Democrats, about 23% Republican. No shock there. It's Hawaii. They're pretty laid back.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care what happens in your womb.
Not an abortion, go do it.
That's
Here's
fine.
$50.
That's
I'll
great.
chip in.
I'll be at the beach later.
Can you do it
want
with poi?
Is that possible? Can you poi?
Can you overdose on poi and
come out in a
premature birth right now?
Premature poi birth. Now, the unemployment rate here.
Get that clot out of there.
Come on, get it going. The unemployment rate here is actually much lower than I thought it would be. For some reason in Hawaii, you'd imagine it's kind of, there'd be like people going there and there wouldn't be enough jobs, but they just want to be in the beach. But it's actually less than 4%.
That's great.
That's not too shabby there. Household income here is about $10,000 more than the national average. $63,350 is the household income here in Haiku. Most of the jobs.
Say that number again?
$63,350
that's slumming.
That's slumming in Hawaii here, as we'll get to in a moment here. A lot of the jobs here, there's more construction than normal. There's more like fishing and agricultural jobs because there's jungles and fish there. Not a lot of manufacturing because what are you going to put giant factories all over the place? There's limited land here. We're not doing
all they're building is tiki bars. That's
it. Yeah, a lot of palm fronds roofed places. That's it here.
Lots of flammable places.
Everything. Go right up like the bamboo lounge in Goodfellas. It's no problem. Poof. Do a lot of fucking favors for you. Never mind. All right.
You can't smoke in here. The whole place is flammable. What are you doing?
Flammable. Cost of living here, 100 is par average, 204 here.
Holy
so a little high, about 10,000 higher in the income and double the cost of living.
And
that's everything is expensive. Groceries are 154 out of 100 because they have to go to a goddamn island. Utilities very expensive, 183. Housing though, 350.
Holy shit.
350 $250, 100 being average, housing being $350. That's incredible. Median home cost here, $650,000.
Wow.
Holy
for a shithole.
Shit, that's expensive, man. A lot of,
and there's also the problem with not just the utilities, but the utility generation, like power there, because everybody is just because they realize that they're on a fucking island. It's all the sun all the time. Yeah, so. Everybody put these solar panels on, and their power grid can't handle it, and they're having like rolling brownouts, right? Because you change the
they didn't up. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You got to change. It changes your generation peak time, and then everybody comes home from work.
Your infrastructure is not
right. It's not designed for that load. It's fucking bananas, and they're having rolling brownouts.
It's as you can tell, Jimmy works for the electric company.
I'm definitely in the industry.
I'm in the industry here, so. Yeah, this place, it's a lot of rental homes, too. Yeah. A lot of, obviously for vacations and that sort of thing. But actually, the houses that are owned are actually about equal with the rest of the country here. But the cost of them, prohibitive, we'll just say here. 20% of the homes are over $1 million.
Jesus.
20% of the homes.
Holy shit.
Over 50% of the homes are between $500,000 and $1 million. $500,000 and $1 million. So it is very little. Like between $200,000 and $300,000, 6% of the homes.
Wow.
So, and that's probably a shack
in
somewhere that's like literally in a tree.
God awful.
It's like a tree house, and that's what you're getting here. And if we've convinced you, you have the money, you don't care, you want to live in paradise, the only place for you to be is Haiku, Hawaii. We have for you the Haiku Pauela, Hawaii Real Estate Report. Two-bedroom apartment here. This is the way to go, I feel like. Two-bedroom apartment goes for, on the average, $1,340.
That's not awful.
That isn't bad. It's $200 more than the national average and seems well worth it to go to goddamn paradise. Not bad. I found a cheap house here, a foreclosure.
Okay.
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet. Looks like it's in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, you're going to need some work.
A lot of things, it's overgrown. Yeah. It looks like it needs some work. There's probably, I assume, jungle animals living in there and a marijuana grow operation, I assume.
And a little bit of some tourist skeet that he smuggled
probably.
a hooker in there.
Probably. There's poi everywhere. $669,900 for this little piece of paradise.
For a fucking foreclosure.
For a foreclosure.
$700,000.
I found a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,700 square foot place, not near the beach, though, for $750,000.
That's a little better.
It's a little better. And finally, if you say, fuck it, I need the best, 20.5 acres of incredible clifftop oceanfront property to build a mansion or film a new installment of the Blue Lagoon films. Whatever you want to do. Either way, $2,499,000
for just land.
Just land.
20 acres.
Not a goddamn thing.
Straight down the fucking side of a hill.
It's just it's not even plowed. It's just
all
grass.
Rocks.
It's just grass and rocks, baby. And beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure it's fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Things to do. Maui is the big whale watching center for the Hawaiian Islands. So there's humpback whales that come there and that sort of thing. The whales migrate 3,500 miles from Alaska.
Wow.
Each autumn.
You ever seen a whale?
Yes.
Like not at SeaWorld? Like
no.
It's fucking amazing.
That's amazing. So do that. And
it's for sure amazing.
If you need me to tell you things to do in Maui, you're a fucking
then don't
moron.
go there.
Don't go
Stay
there.
the fuck home. Save your money.
Stay in Davenport, Iowa. We've really bashed on people from Iowa.
And
Sorry,
Kansas.
guys. And Kansas. We'll make those at the top of the new states' murders, and we'll make fun of you more and get you back for it. So, crime there, what we're interested in. The crime rate is about, property crimes, about 25% higher than the national average. So Hawaii, a lot of crime in Hawaii. Every one of these towns had more crime than normal. Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, assault, the Mount Rushmore of violence, about 50% higher than average.
Wow.
So, dangerous shit going on here.
Holy shit.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know if all the spam is getting to people's heads or what here, but you would think they'd be chill.
Yeah.
I could see the property crime, like we said, tourist places.
Go island crazy?
Maybe that's it.
Is that what it's called? What's that fucking
island
word
stir
called?
crazy? Island fever? Cabin fever?
Yeah, that's it. I think it's cabin fever.
I will call it island fever. It's a huge cabin.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's just
you
a giant
feel
cabin.
cooped up and you look all around, 360 degrees, it's just water.
That's it.
Eventually, I imagine you lose your mind.
I would think.
Unless, I don't know, it's Hawaii.
It's paradise.
How can you be mad?
It's paradise, but they'll jack your ass. No problem.
They will fuck you up.
You will get jacked. That is a fact. Now, Let's talk about a couple of people who lived in this beautiful, picturesque place, which I can't imagine anybody would have a bad time.
Yeah.
You're there. Even if you
Hawaii.
Even if you hate the person you're with, just look at the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at them.
Right.
They're one direction, and then you turn the other direction, and it's fucking thousands of miles of ocean. Look at that.
Right.
Sunsets and whales. There's whales jumping out of the water. Who cares who's sitting next to you? What does it matter? You're both going to get drunk off of drinks with fruit and straws and umbrellas sticking out of it. You go home, you fuck each other, you won't even know the difference. Who cares?
Or just fucking start making whale puns at her.
That's fine.
And then you're having a great time. You're laughing, she's pissed, you win.
And if she doesn't want you, remember, always try the poi. You never know. So let's talk about a woman named Carly Scott.
You know, that's a great fucking thought there. Poi, you could probably put your dick in it and it'd probably feel amazing.
So that's your...
There's a solution.
That's the thought you got out of what I said.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Hold on. You got that out of what I said.
You said try the poi. Maybe I will.
You're going to try it
I'll
in
jam
a
my
biblical
dick
fashion
in
is what you're going to do. The 6% of you who are left, sorry you're gone now. The 0.375% of you who started with us.
I condone poi rape.
After picturing Jimmy hump a sack of poi, which...
It probably would work. I'm sure of it.
You could make it. You know what, man? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
You could
warm
make
it up
work,
a bit.
I
guarantee it's awesome.
I don't even know what poi is. I hope.
I don't know what it is. I just know what it looks like.
I picture
it
it
tastes
like sauerkraut looking stuff.
It's kind of like that.
Is it like that?
But it's like it's almost like a noodle. But it's like super thin spaghetti noodle. But it's like. It's fucking gross, dude.
And don't send us pictures of poi. We don't care. People, everyone's going to send us. This is poi. We understand.
It's grayish. It's gross. It's gross.
Let's talk about some people who probably enjoyed poi.
Okay.
Let's talk about Carly Scott. We're going to call it her. Everyone calls her Charlie Scott, so we'll call her Charlie Scott. Her and someone she was with for a while here and has a relationship with, Stephen Capobianco. These two, they meet when they're they're in their early 20s. She is 3 years older than he is.
Okay.
When they meet, I believe she is 24, he's 21, that sort of thing. So they get together on the island here. They live together for about 2 years.
Okay.
But it's not this. It's not like they're together and they're building a relationship and this is going somewhere permanent. Basically, Stephen, I'm sorry, her last name is Scott.
Right.
Stephen would tell his friends...
Capobianco?
Capobianco. Yeah. Stephen would tell his friends that they were just roommates and they weren't actually together,
weird.
And he wouldn't take pictures with her, and that sort of thing.
He's not proud.
So he's not proud, is what it is. And he thinks and this guy's an egotistical dickhead.
Thinks he can get better.
He thinks he can get better, and not only does he think he can get better, he's probably actively trying, which is why she's, they're not posting pictures together and stuff like that, or just in general, not. He's not even telling his friends.
Right.
Never mind, because I'm like a private person. I don't like posting like just my private life like that. But I get that. But this is like I don't tell my friends like, no, I'm not married.
Yeah.
No, not at all. What are you talking about? I'm not married to Sarah. No, we're just roommates. We're pals.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
So that would be weird. So yeah, he does that. So right away, your sensors, your radar's a little up on him here. I would say here. I guess they broke up at some point here. They lived together for a while. They met in 2009. They lived together till about 2011-ish. Then they broke up, but never really broke up.
Okay.
I think he figured out a way to... Well, it's a known fact that one of her friends said, quote, even though she knew he didn't care about her, she still loved him.
Sure.
He just treated her like shit, but she thought maybe he'd come around one of these days. He was like, Michael J. Fox in Teen Wolf or something. He just kept going after that blonde chick. Maybe one of these days she's going to come around. Not going to work. It's not going to work.
That is the dumbest movie, by the way.
What a terrible... It's so stupid.
Every other movie with a kid in high school that wants a girl, he has to get hot for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he has to do something.
Right.
This
kid grows a shitload of hair and she likes
a wolf
him.
Person.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I got to have him.
Yeah.
No.
Hump me with your hairy wolf cock. Yeah, that's what every girl is begging
wants that.
for. No girl wants that at all. And 2 is even better with Jason Bateman. Teen Wolf 2. You should really watch that because it's literally just
he's
him.
Amazing. That's got to be his worst movie ever.
Oh God,
for sure.
It's him in a wolf costume with like it's all montages to like "Do You Love Me" and like 50 songs and shit. It's awful. It's so bad, dude.
Was he in the Shaggy Dog too?
I don't know.
I
about
think that was him.
That's possible. At the time, his sister was on Family Ties, and he was jumping around in a wolf costume. That's embarrassing.
And now look at him. Now he's the hero.
He's a goddamn star now. So anyway, so they break up. They were living together in a couple different places. One of them was Kula. They lived in K-U-L-A. I assume that's Kula, something of that nature.
Kula or some shit.
So I'm sure it's something that I'm not saying correctly. It doesn't matter.
Some dude with his thumb and pinky out has to say it like in a specific way. Kula.
There's some laid back.
No, you can't say that with your hands in your pockets,
bro,
Jamie. You got to put the pinky up.
You got to do it, bro.
Kula, bro. That's where it is. Fuck you. That's worse than El Dorado. It for real is.
Yeah.
Because it's Kula. That's Kula.
That's Kula. I'm sorry. I'll give you Kula if you really want to get fucking technical about the whole thing.
But you want me to fucking shake a hand and say Kula,
bro.
Fuck you.
We'll put 2 A's on it, and then I will. I'll call it Kula.
Put an H at the end.
Or an H.
That gives a real goddamn
Denote
clue.
what you want with letters, which is what I tell all of these fuckers. That's why when someone corrects me. Someone corrected, by the way, the Orion. Lake Orion, they corrected on one of our episodes past. Orion, it's O-R-I-O-N. That is the word Orion. There's a fucking constellation named Orion. There's a legend. There's a movie, an old defunct movie studio. The word is fucking Orion. And she was like, haha, they're not. It's not Orion. It's actually this. I'm like, no, actually, it's not. It's not that. That's the fucking word.
What do you want it to be? Orion
or
something?
That's how the people there pronounce it, I think. And she was just saying it like whatever. Like she was fine about it, but no. Don't pronounce it like that. Tell everyone if you live there, go, why are we saying it like that? That's not how it's spelled. Right. Are we just being difficult assholes? We just want to tweet at people who can read? Is that what we want? The gift of who are lettered?
At least a person who can read.
Oh, he's lettered. Let's tweet at him. No. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about one of our favorite sponsors, Leesa Mattresses.
Leesa.com.
Leesa.com. Leesa is a fantastic company that makes a fantastic product. We both have these mattresses. I threw my mattress out,
they're so good.
Tossed it, and that's our mattress that we sleep on. It's wonderful. And this company's fantastic, too. They're driven by the mission to, quote, provide a better place to sleep for everybody. And they do that also. Leesa donates 1 mattress to a shelter for every 10 mattresses they sell through their 110 program.
Unbelievable.
Over 22,000 mattresses have been donated so far. Order now. American-made mattresses shipped compressed in a box to your door. Try the mattress in your own home for 100 nights, risk-free, with free shipping always. Free. You cannot beat that. These are fantastic, well-priced, excellent mattresses.
It's a great company that provides a great mattress.
These mattresses are available in the United States, UK, Canada, and Germany. They are going to give you, our listeners, a break on the price right here if you order now. $100 off the Leesa mattress of your choice, Leesa.com/STM. The promo is STM. Very easy. Leesa.com/STM. Promo code STM. $100 off the most comfortable mattress you're ever going to find.
Leesa.com. And now back to our show.
So their families, especially her family, noticed and said that Stephen did not show much affection for Charlie outwardly or around anybody. They said she cared for him. She would cook for him. She did his laundry. She doted, was a doting girlfriend while basically he would just play video games all the time type of thing. Which, I mean, he's like 21, 22 years old. I get that, but don't be a dickhead about it.
But that's the guy that,
Guys that young don't know how to have a girlfriend.
Right.
Because they don't. They just look at that as, I have a second mom. I have a mom that'll jerk me off. That's the difference. She'll do my laundry and do that, but then, but that's what it is. It's someone who's not my mom, but she'll do all the things my mom will do and fuck me. That's what a 21-year-old guy has in their head, and that's why they're not really good for relationships.
And that shit spawned this whole feminist movement because that guy treating a woman like that or allowing her to do that. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you and me are assholes.
Now we're assholes for it. I get that. But the thing is, they should be saying this guy's an asshole.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Concentrate on this asshole.
That guy's an asshole. You're right.
He is a dickhead. A friend of his named Drew Kaiser, a friend of Steven's, knew him. It was like his best friend from the time they were in high school. He said, quote, when they were first moving there, they were dating and they were more playful and happy.
Yeah.
As time went on, they started breaking up. It was different, not as much interaction with each other. So they kind of
That's what happens when you break up.
You get together when you're 21 years old, and then it falls apart after a couple of years, and you move on, and you use that as a learning experience.
Sure.
This guy said, quote, he was a little more hostile toward her here and there. I didn't see him abuse her verbally, but when we were away, he would say he hates her, fucking bitch, stuff like that. So he couldn't stand her, and he was telling everyone he couldn't stand her and treating her like shit while she was doing his fucking laundry and cooking for him. Like, what a dickhead this guy is.
But he can't leave because he wants all that shit done.
Yes, yeah, and he's not a good guy too. Like a bunch of girlfriends say, and doesn't make him not a good guy because there's plenty of people here like this. But like an old girlfriend said that he hated kids, and told her at one point when he was with her, this woman named Taylor Farner, that she would definitely be getting an abortion if she got pregnant because he quote hated kids. So just so you know,
what a guy,
nice guy. Hey, just so you know, if I happen to slip one past the goalie, you're not keeping that. Like, that's
I stay
romantic.
in a stroke or two too long. It's all
romantic.
on you.
That's nice. What a prince this fucking guy is, huh? Wow.
But, I mean, I got kids and I hate kids.
Everybody, yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah. If you don't hate kids, I feel if you're a man and you don't hate kids other than your own, and even your own sometimes, I feel like you're probably a pedophile. That's all there is to it. Like anybody who volunteers to coach things, and I'll coach it. Really?
Really?
No, I don't think so. Let's keep an eye on that fucking guy.
At least around his crotchal region. Keep an eye on that area.
I want the father.
Because if he's shifting it or moving it at all, let's fucking get him the fuck out of here.
I want the father who has to be wrangled into it, who comes hungover and shit like that. He has no interest in those kids whatsoever.
His Gatorade bottle's full of whiskey.
Yeah, he's competitive. He wants them to win, but he's not going to touch them. That's all there is to it. He's not going to diddle them. He's got other concerns.
Punch his own.
Some guy who shows up 20 minutes early with a big cooler full of orange slices going, where are the kids? No, you're not coaching my team. Fuck out of here.
20 minutes early.
Fuck out of here, mister. I don't think so. Play that shit. I swear to God, I sidetracked real quick. We went to a t-ball game with Sarah's nieces and nephews, and their coach is like a big fat cholo guy who you can tell he would have such a tall boy in his fucking hand if he wasn't there. It's not even funny.
His wife is making him do
exactly,
this.
and he's like, all right, kids, come on. And he's got like Dodger tattoos and shit. Yeah, he is not touching those kids. He's not. You know, he gets out of bed when it's like an 8 o'clock Saturday morning game, and he's like, oh, fuck, man. Fuck. Whereas the other guy's up at 5:30 preparing snacks. The kids are going to love these. Keep him away from my child. Sorry.
I brought ants on a log, kids.
Oh,
I got
no,
ants
you
on
didn't.
a log.
Keep your log away from my fucking kids. Thank you. Keep your log away from my child, mister.
Anybody that has to get 3 separate things and combine them for a snack for kids, get the fuck out of here. Get your dick away from my boy.
Get some juice boxes and some mini bags of goldfish, and let's keep this going. That's what a non-pedophile would get him.
Right.
There you go. Throw it at each kid.
I got that exact snack on my turn.
That's what you get. Thank you.
Goldfish and Gatorade.
You know why? Because you have no interest in molesting children. That's why.
And I wanted to one-up everybody because it's the one that the kids want.
Exactly.
Those kids don't want to fucking dig through. They just ran for an hour and a half. They want to eat fucking chocolate chip cookies.
That's
Fuck
a little
you.
Weird. They probably still do, though.
They probably still do.
So Stephen and Charlie break up around late 2010, early 2011. Okay. It's kind of one of those
20 minutes early.
You know he's there. Hey, where are the kids? They're there, cooler in his hand. I got snacks.
Oh, boy.
Okay. The moms are coming up to him. She has no interest in him whatsoever. Hey there, little guy. He's not even shaking the mom's hand. You're like...
The mom's like, so if I'm going to go to the grocery store, shut up, I'm talking to Timmy.
I'm talking to little Timmy. He's got real potential. Huh?
He's 7. What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on there?
Right.
So they apparently break up in 2010, but they keep hooking up. They keep this is his. He calls her. It's his booty call, and she's like, okay, because she thinks maybe this will make him like me because she just wants him to like her because she's in love with the guy.
Enough of this. Maybe he'll fucking stick around.
Maybe he'll. Yeah, exactly. I feel bad for her. Just you just want to tell her. So I hope she had friends going. Stop.
Yeah. Where the fuck is her dad?
But still, when he calls at midnight, I guarantee she says, "Come on by." Right. Yeah, come on by. Yeah. Yes, bring the boy. So. He ends up. She ends up getting pregnant.
Oh boy.
She ends up getting pregnant, and it's Steven's child. He says that he remembered a night when he would have gotten her pregnant, possibly.
Yeah.
He says, quote, "My current girlfriend, she was cheating on me, so I went to a bar and I had a few drinks."
Oh, God.
Now, at the time, he had a girlfriend named Cassandra Cupstis, who was living in Pennsylvania from the time they met in Maui, and then she moved to Pennsylvania from Maui because she's out of her goddamn mind.
Or she couldn't afford it.
Or she couldn't afford it. Or I don't care. Live on the beach, live in a tree. Do
that
something.
must be the greatest place on earth to be homeless.
Yeah,
I'd rather be homeless in Hawaii than rich in Pennsylvania.
I've seen homeless people in like San Diego, like by the beach, and they look way happier than I am.
They look so happy.
They look so happier than I. Like,
and that's San Diego. That's not even Hawaii.
Jealous. Yeah. I found myself like, that doesn't look so bad.
No, his whole calendar is stare at ocean waves. That's all he had today.
See whales.
Yeah,
that's it. So she's planning on going back to Maui, but they're together.
Yeah.
They would Skype with each other for hours at a time, like you would, I'm sure, do with someone who that long of a distance. They'd talk about their plans and how she's going to move there and everything. She said, quote, "We were excited about seeing each other. We told each other that we loved each other." So they had what she thought was a really good relationship going. But, of course, he's in Hawaii by himself, so he's going to go tag the ex-girlfriend every once in a while whenever he can. Yeah, he's being a total dick. So he says he saw Charlie at the bar that night in Makawao. Sure, that's not right. Nope. Makawao. And ended up staying overnight at her house, of course, because they got drunk, and she was open to the idea.
Yeah.
And he said, quote, "I woke up in the morning before the sun was up entirely and bailed."
Yeah.
So he got out of there. He's like, uh-oh. But October of 2013, he's going with her to Planned Parenthood to schedule an abortion, according to the manager there. The manager said that Charlie ended up not showing up for the appointment she made for November.
Oh, shit.
So she didn't show up for November, so they made another appointment for early December, and she didn't show up for that, and she just said that she planned to keep the baby at that point. She changed her mind about the abortion. And old Steven here has been pushing for this abortion, as we know from his ex-girlfriend. Yeah. He hates kids.
Right.
He'd be a great Little League coach, but outside of that, no, you don't want to have kids with this guy, I don't think, at that point. Now, she said in December of 2013 at a family gathering, she announces to her whole family that she's pregnant.
Oh, boy.
She's like, I'm pregnant. She's happy. She's keeping the baby. There's no talk of, I'm not going to be pregnant much longer, but I'm pregnant now. She doesn't say that. She just says, I'm going to have a baby.
Yeah.
So they're thrilled for her, obviously. A relative of hers texted Steven, because he knew Steven, and said, "Hey, do you know that you knocked up Charlie?
Right.
Are you aware of that by any chance?" Because she is aware of it.
I can think of somebody that wishes they fucked some poi right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a bag of poi might have been better for him if he won. He said he texted her back.
Yeah.
What he texted back was, quote, "I thought she had that taken care of."
Oh, Jesus.
Which is
that's a really cold-hearted thing to say.
Way to say it. Yeah, that's a really shitty way to say it.
And he said that to her family.
Yeah. That's like
crazy.
A cousin of hers or something.
Okay.
So she said that he called her back and said, "Well, how do you know about this, that she's pregnant?" And this person said that Steven told her, quote, "He said it would ruin plans he had with a current girlfriend and that it wasn't what was supposed to be happening and that he needed to talk to Charlie."
Holy shit.
And the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Because it's been a couple of months and it's like, I need to talk to her fucking yesterday about this here. January 2014, Steven tells Cupstis, his girlfriend, that Charlie is pregnant.
Oh, he
tells her about it. Well, yeah, she's going to show up on the island like everything's fine, and he's going to have a kid bouncing in his arms. You probably got to explain that shit. That's going to be a long conversation. Probably longer than on Skype now.
I'll bet it's a longer conversation than her plane flight from fucking Philly there.
That's what I mean. So let's get this over with on Skype, and then we'll deal with it later. She said that she told him, quote, that I don't want to be a stepmom. She said that she was upset, and she didn't talk to him for a few days. Because he was cheating on her and knocked up his ex-girlfriend. So
and now he gave her a job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, I got this kid now, and while I'm playing video games, you're going to make it macaroni and cheese and shit like that.
Listen, I'm going to need you to buy a lot of goldfish.
It's going to be hardcore on the goldfish. You know how to make ants on a log? By any chance? I will not coach his little league team. That's not happening. So he keeps trying to get a hold of her and trying to get a hold of her. He's trying to kiss her ass and say, hey, no, it's fine, it's fine. She eventually got back to him. She said, quote, I remember telling him that I didn't want him to be a deadbeat dad and that we would figure it out.
Wow.
So she took a mature approach to it, at least. That's a nice, understanding way to approach it. Look, I don't want you to abandon your fucking kid. I still like you, so it's not like I'm going to not be with you because of this. And
it's not. This isn't a deal breaker.
That's what she's saying.
That's
anyway.
Fucking amazing.
That's why I said
he
that's very understanding.
Two amazing women.
That's very understanding.
How did he do this?
He's a dickhead. He's one of these guys. He's a dickhead. These dickheads always find these amazing women.
He found a woman that would just hook up with him randomly at a bar after he's already ruined that relationship.
These guys know what women they can hook up with and do what they want with and be assholes to and how much they'll take. And it's like it's a sixth sense that predatory assholes have.
True.
It's just one of those things.
It's true.
It's such a weird thing.
What
it's
a
sixth
manipulative
sense
fuck.
that it is. He's very manipulative. Absolutely.
So he finds one. He ruins that relationship, but not so far that she won't still sleep with him.
Yeah.
And that she still kind of wants him in her life.
Oh yeah, anytime.
And then she gets pregnant and she's like, I'm going to try to fucking work it out with this guy. What are you doing? No.
Well, then the other girlfriend says, I'll work it out with this guy.
And then the other one, he calls her on Skype. He breaks news to her on Skype.
And she's understanding and cool about it.
By the way, I was at the bar. I got super hammered. Remember my ex-girlfriend? She was at the end of the bar. I took her home and fucked her. She's pregnant.
Knocked her up
what?
Good. She was supposed to get it sucked out, and she fucking didn't. It's her fault. You know he said that at some point.
Absolutely.
Look, she said she was getting an abortion, and she's like, that's not making it any better. You're not sweetening this any.
No, you're not.
You're making it worse.
Fixing this situation.
Oh, so you tried to force her to get an abortion, and that didn't take. This isn't helping. You're not selling yourself any better, asshole, at that point.
Instead of buying a condom and making this never happen.
He finds understanding women who, if you were a nice person, wouldn't take advantage of that, would be a great thing for you. You know, so
it's this guy. This is the fucking problem.
This is the dickhead.
This guy's an asshole.
You see his face. We'll tweet pictures of him.
Yeah.
You go, yeah, that's the guy.
What a scumbag.
What a dick. So Sunday, February 9th, 2014, Charlie goes to her job at the who? No, you motherfucker. Yikes. It's a visual arts center. I'm not even going to attempt. There's apostrophes and more than their fair share of vowels.
It's a Hawaiian what?
It's
a Hawaiian what agency?
Whatever the fuck. Visual Arts Center. It's a visual arts
go.
center. And she went there. She met her mother and sisters there for the opening of an exhibit that she'd been working on.
Oh, great.
So she'd been working on this, and she came, brought the family. She was proud of it on Sunday, the 9th of February.
I'm bummed. I'm furious. She's a talented, smart girl
that
worked on a visual arts. Wonderful person.
Nice person. By anybody's just a tremendous person. And
what did her dad do?
It's this guy. Yeah. What did her dad do? Her dad seems like a decent dad, though, as we'll find out later on. It's just
fuck?
This guy is a fucking narcissist, and he's a sociopath, and he comes across a certain way.
This is why you fucking tell your daughter you love her.
And another thing, too, and God, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dickhead, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
She's not heavy, but she's a bigger girl.
Yeah.
Like she's 5'10", which is great. That's fine.
That's fucking amazing.
Phenomenal. Yeah. But a lot of I've known taller girls that say that they're self-conscious about themselves and they have less. So some of them have great self-esteem. It doesn't matter.
Some of them rock those heels. Yeah,
I'll rock heels too. I don't give a shit.
Date a dude 5'8" and rock heels.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Whereas the other girls, you'll see this a lot. Is if you go to like a high school, you'll see a lot of girls all hunched over that are that tall. They hunch over. They don't want to
push their shoulders up.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but I think I don't know how much confidence she had in herself like that. I don't know what it is, but it is a bummer because she seemed to have a lot going for her.
This is why my goal in life is just to make my daughter feel like the most special kid in the world. That's what you got to do. And that way, no matter what boy comes along, he's not as good. Every boy is going to have to really rise above
just
to
have them not
win.
Need, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Not need from you, and that's
I wanted to fucking just know that any dude better give her everything.
Well, she's just
gets nothing.
Have her not take any shit. That's the main thing.
I'm just going to show her all kinds of Mike Tyson. Left hook.
I was going to say,
left hook.
Since I was a kid, I've taught my daughter to have high standards and a good right cross, and she She's good at that shit.
Yeah.
She doesn't take any shit off anybody.
All right.
So she goes there. She shows the family. Later on that afternoon, she went to the family home of the Kaisers, or the relatives of hers, in Macawau, where, sure, that's not how you say it, Wayau, where she said it was about an hour giving one of the guys a haircut.
Okay.
People said that she seemed a little bit sad about something at that point, but her mood improved over the time she was there, and they said that she was pretty happy.
Yeah.
They went for this guy, Kurt Kaiser, and his twin brother went for a ride with her in her Toyota 4Runner, which is important. They drove up an Olinda Road before she dropped them off at their mother's house.
Got it.
So she's giving people rides around. She's very nice. 5:30 or 6 p.m. on the 9th, she's at a birthday gathering for her sister Brooke. At her sister's boyfriend's house. She's hanging out with the family. She does that. She eats some. She leaves a little before 8 o'clock, saying she needed to get gas before she went home.
Okay.
Now, next thing, Kurt Kaiser sent Charlie a text message about 8 o'clock that night, and he got one back, and he said it was a very short text. It was, they weren't going back and forth.
But Did you get home? I got home.
Yeah, it's one of those type of things. So she does all of this. Now, at about 8:15, Capobianco takes a shower and ends the Skype session he had with Cupstis in Pennsylvania. He leaves his house and tells her he's leaving his house as he ends the Skype session, saying that he was going to work on his friend's truck.
Okay,
that's what he tells everybody.
At 9 p.m.?
Yeah, at about 8:15.
Okay.
About 8:15, he's going to work on his friend's truck. I've seen people do that, though. If they had to work during the day or whatever, they'll go, they put the shop lights on, and they hang out and drink beer and work on cars. It sounds like a fucking nightmare to me. But some people like that.
Bust your knuckles at 10 p.m.?
That sounds terrible.
I got a friend in Idaho that does
it.
Yeah. I got a friend in Idaho
bleeding freely.
Dude, he works at a fucking Toyota dealership. He'll leave the Toyota dealership, go home, where he's got this amazing shop. He'll pick up a 30-pack and sit in his garage with his friends and toil on something. It's like, dude, fucking Case, put on a movie, bro. Stop it.
Jesus. Oh, man. So Steven leaves his house, and he tells his girlfriend, or an ex-girlfriend, the Taylor Farner one, that he's still talking to her also. He's got all sorts of shit going on.
Just strewn about.
All sorts of irons in the fire.
Fuck.
He says that he had, quote, something to take care of, he tells her, but doesn't say anything about a truck.
Yeah.
Then Charlie gets a call from Steven saying that he'd broken down, his truck broke down, and he needed help getting his car out of a ditch.
Okay.
So she, at 5 months pregnant and everything else, she gets in her 4Runner and drives to him. She brings her dog with her.
Yeah.
Her dog, Nala, she brings with her. So it's her and her dog going to get this guy out of a goddamn ditch. I don't know
very sweet of her.
how the dog is going to, help any. Now, this Taylor Farner texts Capobianco 90 times with no response.
What?
First of all, send 2 texts. If he doesn't respond...
What the fuck is with 90 texts?
Maybe he dropped his phone in the seat of his truck. Maybe he doesn't want to get back to you.
Right.
Maybe he fell asleep. There's 1,000 things to do.
Maybe he's balls deep in some poi. Leave the guy alone.
If somebody texts me 90 times, I am not talking to that person anymore. They are a psychopath. Not that she's a psychopath, but that's very crazy behavior. That is not right here. Now, so he says that Steven says that Charlie drove him down the Hana Highway, which goes along the north shore of Maui. It's east of Haiku. This is going down toward the next town, but it's a road with the ocean on one side and jungle on the other. It's PCH, but with jungle and jungle paths going in, and there's little jungle roads that go in.
It's fucking beautiful.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's gorgeous. You'd want to drive there during the sunset. And it sounds goddamn amazing.
Or a rainstorm.
Yeah. So he says that she drove him 3.2 miles east down there to where his truck had stalled. They both have Toyota 4Runners. Okay. She has a 97 4Runner. He has a 92 4Runner. Okay.
So
now
he's jealous of her.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, come on, man, that's so much better.
His and hers, and she's got navigation.
Yeah, definitely. Now, They're from her cell phone, we find out. Do you know what a ping is on a cell phone? If anybody who's listened to Serial knows plenty about pings and all that kind of shit.
Or watched any fucking Dateline.
Or watched any Dateline or basically anything. If you don't know what a ping is, you
murder
look it up.
Somebody,
it's on you.
Leave your cell phone at home.
Leave your cell phone home, turn it off, do whatever you got to do. Right. But yeah, turn your whatever. The last ping
and
from,
do that shit every night for like 6 months so it doesn't look
suspicious.
Right?
Yeah, you really get a
get a pattern going.
First of all, not small town murder approved behavior. Number one. Number one, not. But if you don't want us to make fun of you someday, that's how you do it.
Shut that shit off.
Exactly. So the last ping from Charlie's phone comes at 10:56 p.m. in this area. Okay, 6:15 that morning. Mm-hmm. Okay, the next morning here, his grandfather said that he and Capobianco drove to work in his 92 4Runner. Okay. So the next morning that
he has his car back.
Yeah. Surveillance video from the Bank of Hawaii automated teller machine shows what they call a lifted 90s model silver Toyota 4Runner, which fits his description, passing the branch of the bank on Baldwin Avenue at 6:41 a.m. Okay. And then the 4Runner was heading up the hill they saw on the camera in the direction of the gravel employee parking lot for Manna Foods, where he worked as a baker and where he clocked into work at 6:53 a.m.
Okay.
Now, later that day, Capobianco told his friend Kurt that now Kurt had left his backpack in Stephen's truck a few days earlier. He said that the backpack was in his truck in the Manna Foods parking lot, and it's unlocked, and you can go grab it if you want.
Okay.
So his truck's in the damn parking lot. People saw it. He told people it's there. It's definitely there. Now back to that morning, because this is the 10th in the morning. Yeah. Back to even earlier that morning, 12:45 a.m.
Yeah.
So the nighttime here. A resident of Humana Road reported being awakened by thick toxic smoke on their property, which is about 5 to 10 minutes from the they call it the Jaws surf spot. It's for some reason it's not the movie Jaws or anything like that, but they call it that. There's a surf spot there. Toxic smoke. Now also the next morning, February 10th, Charlie's dog Nala, who was with her, is found at the Haiku marketplace, which is between the towns of Kiane and Hana. Now, it's a pit bull. It's not injured at all, and the pads of her feet aren't cracked or dirty, but yet they're more than 5 miles away from... It would have had to walk 5 miles to get there.
So somebody wrote it down
So it got dropped off, apparently, or something like that. So now, early in the morning, too, Scott gets back to Taylor Farner there, because he's got to keep all his irons going here. He also meets up with her for a drink or two earlier that morning, late night that night.
Sure.
Meets up with Taylor Farner, so that's all going on here. At 2:30 a.m., this is all before the work the next morning. At 2:30 a.m., he was Skyping with Cupstis, who what is it? It's probably 8 o'clock in the morning.
He's up all goddamn night.
Oh, he's up all goddamn night. Yeah, absolutely. And he's showing her on Skype. It's 2:30 a.m. He's showing her. She said he seemed out of sorts, and he's showing her injuries to the back of his hands.
Okay.
He said he'd been working on his truck when he smashed one hand into the hood and sliced the other hand on the battery terminal.
Jesus.
So he said he's just bang, bang.
Sloppy ass mechanic.
It's Benny Hill music playing, and then he put his head up quick and banged it on the hood and went, oh, damn it. Somebody beeped the horn. He said, bang, oh, you rascals.
He hit the rod that holds it up, and the fucking whole thing falls down on him.
The whole thing fell down on my head now.
What a dipshit.
So, yeah, he said to that. So he's at work for his 7 a.m. shift. Now, later on in the day, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he shows up where Drew Kaiser is, where his parents lived, and returns Kurt Kaiser's backpack.
Yeah.
Also, Drew Kaiser had left his cell phone in the car, too. These people just leaving shipping his phone, his fucking backpack.
Maybe the fucking crime rate isn't so high. It's just people keep the shit that they leave it there.
They're just like, I don't know, I forgot it. It's beautiful out there. Look
you
at
get
those
in your
whales.
truck and you got 6 new cell phones. You're like, fuck it, they're mine.
Didn't you have a backpack? I don't know. Look at that whale. It's pretty, isn't it? Isn't that nice? That's just all it is here.
People just leaving shit everywhere.
Kaiser here invites Stephen to go to his sister's house, but he said he was in a hurry. And that afternoon, Drew said that Stephen dropped him off over at Kurt's house to give him the backpack. Blah 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 blah. He said he couldn't go to see. He couldn't go to his sister's house. He was busy. He told him to. He said he's busy. They asked if he saw Charlie, and he said he did not. He said they said that it's weird that Stephen didn't come because it was after work, and he said they said that he would, quote, he would usually hang out and we would smoke some pot, but he was in a hurry that night. Okay. So they usually hang out and just be kind of happy guys on the island.
Yeah.
8 p.m. that night, actually all day that time, Charlie's mother, Kimberlyn, is trying to contact Charlie. She is texting her more than 20 times. 8 p.m. that night, she texts all of her daughters and said, have you anybody seen Charlie? Let's, what's going on here? So that evening, they go over to Charlie's house, and they don't see Charlie, and then her car's not there. There's no sign of her. They haven't heard from her, so they call the police. Police arrive at 10 p.m. at Charlie's house. That same night, while this is going on, unbeknownst to the police, a man who was driving through the Jaws area that we said reported seeing a burned-out vehicle, upright but otherwise still intact, but burned out. Okay? Now, there's a guy named Adam Gaines who's a friend of both Stephen and Charlie, Stephen and Charlie Scott, and he said that Stephen told him that his truck broke down about 3 a.m. and that Stephen had hitchhiked back to his house.
Okay.
The guy asked him how long he had to wait and what type of car and what color car picked him up, and he had no answer for any of it. He was like, I don't know. I don't know, just a car.
That's not good.
He comes up with something later, but, 5:30 a.m., this guy's up all hours of the day and night. On the 11th of February, Cupstis said her Skype call with him, she's on a Skype call with Stephen, and it's interrupted by police officers at the door.
Okay.
Asking where the fuck Scott is, because now she's been gone for, a day and a half.
Yeah.
And she'd been reported missing by her family the night before, and the last anybody had ever seen or heard, she was with him.
Got it.
Guy you want to talk to.
Yeah.
You go to his house at 5:30 in the morning, you see what he has to say.
Sure.
And they probably figured out his work schedule too and said we got to go there early. He said later on in the day, he tells Cupstis that the police questioned him, but he said he hadn't seen her, and that was that. He tells Cupstis that he hadn't seen Charlie the night before, and that's what he told the police.
Got it.
So he's lying to everybody all around. He's got plates are spinning.
There's too many stories.
It's way too many stories to keep straight. I don't know how these guys can. How is this pleasurable to people?
I don't understand.
That's what do they get satisfaction out of it working? I guess I don't know what it is. But
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. It seems exhausting to me.
So tiring.
Good. I just want to sit and watch TV. I don't want to do all of this shit. I'm not like a cheater because it's too much. It's just too much.
I just want to tug and go to bed.
You see, you just want to put it in a bag of poi and then retire for the night.
And leave the poi on the pillow.
I feel like it would bleed through. I don't think you want the poi on the pillow.
It's a thick substance. It's gross.
I feel like it'd be wet and moist.
It's essentially just
when you're done with it, would be.
Like
all right,
stringy jizz. That's what it is.
So it's already jizz? Don't jizz in the poi. Don't jizz in the poi.
It's essentially stringy jizz. That's what poi is.
Small town murder. Don't jizz in the poi. All right. Our new slogan, everybody. Now,
or at least don't eat the poi.
At least don't eat the poi, exactly. So about 3 o'clock that afternoon, Charlie's sister, Brooke, meets up with Stephen, and he shows her where his truck had broken down because they're trying to retrace the steps. Let's retrace where you were. That's where my truck was. She took me there, and then they go from there.
Right.
He says Brooke says he showed her the location of the truck and said that Charlie had helped him jumpstart his stalled truck. She said that Brooke Scott asked how he got home after his truck broke down. She said he paused and then said someone had picked him up while he was hitchhiking, but she said he appeared to have to think about it first. And then she said, what kind of car? And he had like a 5-second pause and then said it was just like yours. That's what he said. It was one just like yours. That's
the guy that knows two cars. He knows a Toyota 4Runner and whatever the fuck she's got.
And then whatever car is in front of him.
That's a shit mechanic.
This one. It's lucky she didn't drive a mail truck or something. That one. It was a mail truck that picked me up. It's fucking ridiculous, man. So, so there's... she's showing him that here.
Lucky a plane didn't fly by.
Yeah.
It was an airplane.
It was one of those.
They swooped down and picked me up.
Point to a whale jumping out in the ocean. It was one of those. He jumped on his back.
He was riding that.
It's fine. It's a humpback whale.
It was a narwhal. It was a narwhal.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. And so He's not good at coming up with lies on the spot. Maybe he maps them out and sets them up well, but he's not good at lying on the spot here. So friends and family, they all begin searching for her, for Charlie. They're all trying to find him. Everyone said that Steven seemed to be steering them away from the dirt road off the Hana Highway leading to whatever the fuck that is, Bay, which is known as Paraquats Beach, which sounds worse. It's wow. So Brooke and her half-sister there, they're driving back toward Haiku the late afternoon, February 11th, and they say that they saw Capobiano's headlights coming up the dirt road toward the bay. He told them, this is what he was saying, he told them this before he said he would take them. He said, I already searched all of here, so you don't need to search there. He goes, I'll take you if you want to go, but I just searched it, so there's no need. And they were like, I guess not then. Don't worry about it. So this is what he would do. Like, he'd go places and be like, nothing there. Okay. Nobody needs, we already got that. That's covered. Like, that was
needs to be over there where there's a fucking smoldering body.
It's funny because a lot of times killers either stay away or insert themselves into it. And he's inserted himself in such a way where he's trying to control the search to where they're going to.
They never keep themselves just like in a mild distance.
No,
it's either
like a
fucking
normal person.
all in or run away.
Well, it's one thing to be like, well, I looked, but let's search again. Like, more eyes can't hurt. I mean, whatever. He's just like, no, that's fine.
I got it.
That is fine, completely fine here. Police, now Brooke visits him. And this is all, too, because they're the family here. The Scotts are ballsy, and I like them. Like, Brooke had went to his job at 8:30 in the morning to question him that morning and got him to say that he'd come to the mother's house at 3:30 and go show him where his truck broke. They said, where'd your truck break down? Show us after work. And that's how they ended up there, which is pretty amazing here. Now, that day, February 11th, there are 15 attempted calls from Steven's phone to Charlie's phone from 5:47 to 6:30 p.m.
He needs to find it.
Well, no, he's calling her phone to look like, where is she?
Yeah.
God, where could she be?
Right. I thought he had the phone, and he just like misplaced it. And he's like, I got to find that
that goddamn phone. No, I think it's more like if you can't find someone and you don't know that they're dead, you would call them and be like, I tried to call her too. She won't answer the phone. What's going on? I'm worried too. I don't know. One of those things.
Anybody
here.
Want some ants on a log?
Yeah. Later that night, he's driving with the Adam Gaines guy, and they're driving to check up on a tip that somebody said that Scott's vehicle might be up on this road, and this Gaines guy pointed out this dirt road, the same dirt road that he's steering people away from, and he already told the sister he searched, and Steven said that it wasn't necessary to search there because that he had already searched it and so had others. It's been combed over, nothing up that road.
He was there 20 minutes early with orange slices.
He's exactly going, come on guys, let's do it here. So he's taking that, it's so weird like that. So anyway, now the mother at this point allowed him to take her other dog that was at the house, which I thought was super weird. I don't know why she gave him the dog.
She had him watching it?
She gave it to him. I don't know if that was like part his dog. Maybe they got it when they were together. Okay. That's all I could think in the breakup.
Just like parting with all her shit already?
I guess. Like you watch the dog, I guess. I guess until we find her, you hang on to the dog. We're going
to be out all day. Could you feed this thing for a while,
Could you feed the
please?
goddamn dog? Yeah. Now, the 12th, Wednesday, Kyle Knight was driving toward Nahiku to join the search party. He said he noticed a, quote, pretty foul stench just before the Kiane area. He said he mentioned the smell to other people, including Steven, and he said that, and Steven responded, quote, that he and the family already searched that area multiple times.
Where the fuck are the cops?
So that's what I mean. It's all spread out.
Why is it all just
I feel like it's just very laid back. Like, hey, you search there, I'll search here, and I'll meet you later on the beach.
Jesus.
And, gonna check.
And the cops are like, yo, listen, we got this doobie.
We'll catch
smoking.
The Don Ho show. Yeah. It's going to be nice.
The whales are coming in tonight. We'll check for her later.
Now, an app installed on Charlie's cell phone so that her mother could keep track of her, which is fun, showed that the phone lost connection at Nua'aliua Bay at 10:56 p.m. on the 9th of February. So the same time about the last ping. Same deal there. Now, on February 12th, he goes to the Wailuku police station to talk with the detectives, and he lets them search his 4Runner. And he goes later on with his dog Chunk. He's got a dog named Chunk. They show up to where the volunteer searchers are. He keeps showing up like, oh, no, we're going to find her. He says he has nothing to do with the disappearance at all. He's like, he said she picked him up. She drove him to his truck. It broke down. He said he fixed his truck. His battery was a battery cable deal or something like that. One of the terminals. She said that he said she shined her headlights on him while he did that, and then they left. And she was driving behind him. She said she saw her headlights, and then at one point, lost sight of her headlights and figured that she arrived safely where she needed to go. He said, quote, I sent her a text that said thank you, but I figured she was working. That's why she didn't get back to me right away. So I don't know. Now that evening, 6 p.m., Charlie's 4Runner is found at the Jaws area. It is stripped and burned, and burned. And now it's overturned on the driver's side.
Jesus!
So somebody went back and did something to it. It's totally stripped out. It's overturned now. It's on its doors. The front grille is missing completely, which is
that's weird,
odd here. When they recover it afterwards, Stephen tells police that he wanted to find Scott. He wanted to find his unborn child. He said, quote, I want them to be safe. I love them. I still love the idea of having a legacy, and I would never bring harm to that.
Jesus.
But there's a detective there. Detective Wendell Liu says that Stephen was cooperative, but seemed, quote, cold, unemotional, and standoffish in interviews with detectives. So, he needed the guy that listens to our show that would say, how is it you've come to arrive here?
No doubt.
Throw him off here. They asked him if they had broken up as a couple, and he said, quote, many years ago. I think it ended 3-4 years ago, but I can't recall exactly.
But we'd be banging, sir.
Oh, we're banging. They asked if she was his girlfriend. He said he was at one point. They said they've remained in touch and remained friends since then, and occasionally hooked up still, which obviously, because she's pregnant.
Clearly.
They asked him when they broke up, did you guys get any? The detective puts it, did you guys get into any domestics and stuff? That's a total cop question. Like, any domestics on that?
That's what you ask a cop. That's what you ask another cop.
Yeah, another cop. Not, was there any anger? Did either of you get violent? That's what you would ask a person, would ask another person. Any domestics there? Any 419s we need to know about? Any 827s that nobody reported? Any unreported 181s that we really need to know about, because it's a problem. He says, Capobianco said, quote, there was never any violence. Like, I've never hit her. She's never tried to hit me or anything like that. But it was definitely like any young relationship, good and bad. But it never escalated to the point where we screamed at each other or anything like that. We worked through everything. When it finally did end, it wasn't anything crazy like that. It was just mutual. This isn't working. I'm attracted to other people. You're attracted to other people. More like I'm attracted to other people, and you're whatever.
There's a chick in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I'm
got like 4 girlfriends.
Tugging with, right.
Yeah, you know how that goes. He said, so let's just go our separate ways. Sure. Even after we broke up, we still lived together for like 6 months, I think.
Jesus.
So that's what he's trying to say. And I think he's trying to cover for the fact that he was telling everybody they weren't together by saying that, because, they asked him about the pregnancy, obviously.
Sure.
He said he had heard little whispers about it, but he wasn't sure because she stopped answering his calls. And she said because she was afraid of how he would react to the baby. He said that's what he thought. He said, admittedly, I'm not thrilled about having a child. It's not what I was planning to do, planning on doing at 24, but I was starting to buckle down and get my shit together and try to take care of some shit so I could take care of my child. Sure. What I understand, she's about 5 months pregnant, which would be great. Yeah, it was really touch and go because we were both not sure what to do. She was sure she wanted the baby, and I wasn't sure at first, but I saw how happy it made her, and it made me happy. So it was growing on me. Okay.
It was growing in her, sir.
Yeah,
you dipshit.
The detective asked, "Did you ever ask her at any time, Charlie, you need to terminate this? I don't want to be a dad." And he said, "Quote, I asked her to consider it, but I didn't say it has to be. It's her body and her choice. Like I said, I wasn't thrilled about having a child, and my first reaction was like, hey, I'm not ready for this. But about a week later, again, I saw how happy she was with it, and that's all it takes to make her happy. I would have been all for it. I'm all for it." Sure. Yeah, I'm just a good guy.
It's a great script, though.
Would you consider possibly having an abortion? But, no pressure. Just consider it.
It's the old Chris Rock bit. You don't even get to say the word. You just go, what are you going to do? That's the only thing you get to ask.
Yes.
After that, it's just you get to do whatever she asks, bro.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
That's it.
So they go over his whole story that we just talked about of the headlights to fix a loose battery cable.
Yeah.
He lost sight of her headlights near Twin Falls at 10:30. He said he was back home in Haiku by 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Now, a former coworker of his named Jennifer Taylor said that she saw him on the highway between 9:30 and 11:30 that night.
Oh, boy.
She said she didn't see anyone else in the vehicle and that he was driving a silver 4Runner that was, quote, nice, with edges that were rounder than the 4Runner she had previously seen him driving.
Yeah.
Like if it was a 5-year newer model.
Well,
that
it was
sort
a little more
thing.
aerodynamics to it.
That sort of thing, yeah. Now, her car was a 97, like we said. It had rounder edges compared with the 92. You can Google those and look them up.
Yep.
He also told her, the coworker, that he got the injuries on his hand from working on his friend's Honda when the cable used to lift the power window on the vehicle wrapped around his hand. So he's got all different stories on that. He told the police that the injuries were, quote, burns from work as a baker and from working on my truck window. Okay. So he's just got multiple different stories of how this would happen.
He's working on a lot of fucking cars.
Oh.
Is every car out there a piece of shit?
They're
and
all
just
broken
needs
down.
work?
It's like Cuba, probably. They're all from the 50s. They haven't gotten a new car there in forever. Now, Thursday, February 13th, 2014, late in the morning, blood-stained jeans are found and zip ties are found near between mile markers 9 and 10 near a state park. There's another pair of jeans, a DKNY blue jeans, were stained with what looked like blood, were recovered at this point by a volunteer searcher. Both the jeans were blue and black, and they were size 32 with a 30-inch inseam. Okay. The jeans here.
Those are dude pants.
Those seem like dude pants here. Also, this is another bad part here. A searcher with a dog reported seeing drag marks under a guardrail leading to a cliff near mile marker 18, because this is all cliffside over the ocean on Hannah Highway. Police searched the area. They called the fire department with helicopters to search everything, and they found nothing. Now, February 13th, Stephen does an interview with a Hawaii News Now reporter.
Oh my God!
He says at one point, "quote She was a very caring person."
Oh boy, you don't say that.
No, he's referring to her in a past tense at this point.
That's not
good. He said to the reporter that he absolutely had not hurt her. He said, "quote I mean, it's understandable that I'm probably the prime suspect." So they're not going to tell me details of the case. He definitely thought he was the prime suspect.
Sure.
He told them they occasionally hooked up.
Yeah.
They said, "Are you excited about being a dad?" The reporter, he said, "Sort of. It was unexpected. She didn't tell me right away, but it's growing on me." So he changed the story to her. The whole deal.
This whole "it's growing on me" thing is so stupid.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that
it's
about
growing
a child.
On me, He said, "quote I'm a 24-year-old male who has a dog, and I can barely keep me and my dog." So he said, it was tough.
What's the idea of a kid? It's growing.
It's growing. They asked him, quote, "Do you think Charlie may have had any enemies?" A 27-year-old girl who works at the
fucking Hawaii.
In Hawaii, works at the. She's just the
visual arts studio.
A redheaded nice girl, and we had tons of them here. He said, quote, rather than saying, "Of course not, that's stupid," he said, quote, "That's hard for me to say. I didn't hang out with her very often, but I mean, she kind of had a mouth on her. I could see her pissing somebody off. But again, I don't want to speculate. I don't know for certain." What a stupid fucking answer. Of course not. She's a nice girl. Next question.
She had a mouth on her.
She had a mouth on her. I could see someone killing her, not for nothing.
I don't hang out with her much, except for about 5 months ago where I put my dick in her.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
I was that close to her.
Mistaked her for a bag of poi, and then that's what ended up happening. They said,
"Fuck, he's a dipshit."
They said that friends and family even said that while they were searching, Stephen didn't show any concern for their unborn child. Nothing like that. They asked if he expressed. One person they asked if he expressed concern for Charlie, and the Adam Gaines guy said, quote, mildly. He said, quote, "It didn't seem genuine. He expressed the desire to find her, but there wasn't an urgency in his voice or tone."
Oh boy!
Like, we'll get her.
Yeah,
we'll find her.
She's out there somewhere.
She's here somewhere.
She's around. It's an island. How far can she go?
It's getting dark. What do you say we cash it in till tomorrow? 8. No, we'll go 9. We'll go 9 because I was going to stop.
Everybody
and get
extra rest. We'll be up and ready to go.
That's right.
Wow.
Gaines also said that when he was there on the 12th with Capobianco, that Capobianco, quote, he was cracking jokes and not really paying attention.
My Christ.
So now he's turning like the class crowd. He got bored with it. Yeah. He got bored with acting like he didn't kill someone.
Right.
He's like, this is getting so fucking... How long do I have to pretend like I care about this fucking lady? What is going on here? Now Phaedra Weiss, who's her half-sister, Charlie's half-sister, and two others ventured down that dirt road to Hula blah, 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 bay. Right. And they were beginning to enter the wooded area. This is where he said repeatedly, I've searched there. She recognizes a Twilight DVD that had been in her vehicle.
Oh, no.
At the same time, they go a little deeper, and researcher named Molly Worth found a long black shirt, a blue polka-dotted tank top that she'd been wearing the night she was last seen. They continue to search. They search. They find a maggot-infested green blanket that belonged to her, along with a pair of Perry Ellis black jeans, a gray hooded sweatshirt, and 2 rolls of masking tape.
Oh, boy.
These are not great things to find when you're looking for someone and hoping they're alive.
Right.
It was getting dark, and they were worried about leaving things in a remote area with limited cell service, so they put the items in the bed of a pickup truck and drove back to the Scott family residence there.
Why the fuck are not the cops finding this stuff?
That's what I mean. Why are they? I don't think there's that many cops here.
There must not. They just must not give a fuck.
The other thing, too, it's not like you can call them in from another state or you can call in the FBI. The FBI, I'm sure, is there, but... Dude, this is like you're in a fucking island in the middle of nowhere. They're like, we'll find her. Where's she going to be? I don't know what they were thinking here.
She can't go far.
So police collect the items, collect the evidence items there. Now
they show up with like a bag.
They
tuck the shit in there, and they're like, "You guys are doing real great now. Get out there tomorrow."
All right, then we'll see you later. I got things to do. I got to coach a little league game in the morning. I got to be there 20 minutes early, so I got to really. I don't have time right now.
If you guys can get out there and find that girl for us tomorrow, we'll get investigating this.
My God! So now. After this, the next day, this pops up in the Hawaii News Now, this interview, and guess who sees that? Cupstas, who's following this shit closely from Pennsylvania. She sees that. She confronts him about lying to her about where he was the night she disappeared.
Now his story doesn't jive.
He lied to her. Yeah, because he's told them, and he said that in a lengthy text message, he said that he, quote, only lied. He said that he only lied to me this time out of embarrassment and fear.
Okay.
He was scared, and he knew he was embarrassed. I don't know why he would be embarrassed. So now the search focuses on that area where the clothing was found, obviously, would be the best way. It's near mile marker 15 down the Hana Highway.
Right.
Now, later on, police find a pool of maggots.
Okay.
A pool of maggots.
They're feeding on what?
They also find clumps of red hair.
Okay.
Charlie has red hair.
Yeah.
They also find, and this is the horrific part here, not that all of this isn't horrific, they find Charlie's jawbone.
Oh, no.
They find her jawbone. It is split in 2.
What the fuck?
They find it 6 feet apart, the 2 pieces.
Oh, my God.
They also find the fingertips and nails of her right hand, pieces of skin, clumps of red hair, a bra, and a body piercing with flesh still attached.
Oh, my God. Somebody destroyed this girl.
To it. I mean, we don't know animals or whatever, but we'll find out more.
Something destroyed this girl.
This is fucking horrible, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. So then they end up finding that the jaw bones, they match Scott.
Yeah.
Another bone fragment, like we said, the 5 fingernails it was, skin fragments, the hair, all of that.
My Christ.
They also recovered the trunk of a tree with vertical cut marks on it on the bottom portion area from where all the other evidence was found.
Okay.
So vertical cut marks on a tree, like someone was up against it and maybe got stabbed.
And got, taken apart.
Basically.
My Christ.
Next day, all the evidence is turned over to the forensic people, the forensic facilities. Now, Stephen has been talking to cops here and there. February 28th, 2014, they sit his ass down and they go, all right, let's have a chat, asshole, here. We've
got a girl that apparently spontaneously combusted.
Yeah, what's going on
there? Or
there?
There's a better story that you need to tell us.
Yes. Now, he says on Saturday, February 8th, he worked from 6:30, 7 o'clock on. He finished at 2:30 or 3:30. He said he told police he remembered talking to Scott at some point, sending her, quote, a few text messages. in which he said he probably asked her if she wanted to hang out and talk.
Yeah.
He said he was, quote, trying to get a dialogue started after finding out that she was pregnant, which he knew for months and it didn't matter. He said that he first learned about the pregnancy from his sister, who texted him about her condition. But he said he wasn't convinced and tried to contact Scott, but she didn't return his messages, which is bullshit because he went to Planned Parenthood with her. So again, lies right now. So during the interview, he said he left a voicemail saying, quote, there's no getting around it. Adam told me the whole deal. He said that they had went to the doctor and Charlie had told Adam Gaines that she heard the baby's heartbeat and the whole deal. He tells police, Stephen does, that when Scott first got pregnant, she was going to terminate the baby, but he had to save up some money to do that. He said she talked to somebody about it and started thinking about keeping it. He said, quote, she started sleeping better and feeling better and decided she wanted to start a family. He said that admittedly he wasn't thrilled about it, and he gives the same story there, about... It was growing on him. Yeah, it was growing on him. He said that he wasn't thrilled about her withholding the information, and he couldn't be her husband in any way because of that, because she withheld it from him. So, she's just too beneath him. She's just so dishonest, this girl.
And then he realized a 24-year-old single dude has the same exact diet as a toddler anyway.
Yeah, and he's like, fine, I like goldfish.
Macaroni and cheese and goldfish, that sounds great.
Sounds good. He said that she considered terminating the pregnancy, but it's up to you, he said. So he said they talked face to face during a drive in her truck. She asked when asked why they needed to go somewhere to talk. Stephen said that Charlie was not allowed at his house because of an incident years ago when she allegedly tried to break in one of his windows on his Nissan Sentra. And since then, his grandfather didn't welcome her at the house. Okay. So he's trying to set her up as she's volatile, man. Person. Yeah. She's trying to break windows. You never know with this girl. Anybody could have killed her. So he says about the whole thing, about the night when he lost sight of her, he said, quote, I'm absolutely certain I saw her headlights in my rearview mirror until I got to Twin Falls, and then I started speeding up because I drive a little faster than she does, is what he said. He said he didn't think to make sure she got home okay till the next morning. That's when he sent her the short text.
A girl who's pregnant with your child that's quote-unquote growing on you, and you didn't think to check on her?
All right? Yeah, did you get home okay?
The crime rate there is 50% higher than the rest of the country.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, totally. That's what I mean. So the search organizer said that the elements of the story didn't go together with details. There was no notes of any broken down trucks along the highway, even though it's standard procedure for police to note broken down trucks along the highway. And also the dogs. The dog being found so far away without the paws being dirty, that sort of thing. This Simon guy who organized one of the search organizers said, quote, the timeline of events that he'd given the family didn't make sense and changed a couple times. So that's a bad thing. Now, he's still telling the news outlets he didn't do anything. They said, you heard him? He said, quote, absolutely not. They said that police told him that he failed a lie detector test. And he said, I think they may have just said that as a tactic, but I really don't know. I'm walking around right now without handcuffs on. So he's like, I'm fine. At least they didn't tell him, they took him to the copier, and they didn't do the copier trick on him. He went, all right, fine, I killed her. Shit.
He's like mid-20s Scott Peterson now,
that's what he is.
This is crazy.
So April 14th, 2014.
Dye his hair and grow a goatee.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen here, and try to move away with Taylor Farner. Police arrest Stephen Capo Bianco on the 14th of April, 2014, for a burglary. Not for murder. Yeah. They arrest him for a burglary that happened the year before in September in Haiku. The victim told police that 2 computers, cash, and jewelry were taken, and that someone damaged the tires of 2 different vehicles. On February 25th, they told this person, the victim, told police that she suspected Stephen in the theft, but because he was one of the only few people who knew the location of the computer that had been taken. So the police say on the February 27th, this is while there is a missing girl that he is the prime suspect for. They conducted a search of his home for that shit. Wow. Not for the murder stuff, for the burglary stuff. And they found jewelry that belonged to the victim. Got it. So he is being held on $10,000 bail for first-degree burglary on that. So now they can't go anywhere. Now they at least have him on that one. So May 2014, they are asking him again. Now he says that that night when he was hitchhiking, he was picked up by a gray Toyota Tercel or Corolla. He's not sure. And the driver was, quote, a local man with dreadlocks.
Okay.
So that's an easy. What's the most nondescript car? A gray Toyota Corolla.
Right.
Okay.
Or a Tercel.
What do they have a lot of around here that nobody notices? Natives with dreadlocks. It's fine. Wow. So July 14th, 2014.
Some Bojangles excuse.
Exactly. Totally. July 14th, 2014. Finally, this is almost 6 months later, Stephen is finally served with an arrest warrant for second-degree murder and third-degree arson.
Okay.
He is transported to the police station for processing. He remains in the Maui Community Correctional Center that day. Bail is set for $2 million on that one.
Holy shit.
And also, the bail is raised on his other one to $500,000.
Wow.
So you want to get out, it's going to cost you
a lot.
It's going to be $250,000 to get you out of this joint. So he ain't going anywhere.
Got it.
He pleads not guilty to second-degree murder and to the arson there. The people are happy around it. Yeah. Everyone suspected him. Everyone thinks he did it. Yeah. Carolyn Kilhoer Rads, who's the executive director of the whatever the hell that is, Visual Arts Center, said that she was Scott's supervisor there. She said, quote, we hope that Stephen Capobianco's indictment will shed new light on what happened to Charlie. Yeah. We think of Charlie every day and remember her kind, hardworking, and vibrant spirit. For Charlie's family and the Maui community as a whole, we hope for answers and some sense of closure.
Jesus.
No shit, right? So the trial starts. Scott's family members, all of her family, her friends, there's cops, there's DNA testing, there's cell phone tower analysis, forensic pathology, anthropology. Holy shit. 71 witnesses called by the prosecution.
Jesus.
They also introduced the prosecution more than 400 exhibits, including photographs, records for cell phones for both of them, the whole thing.
How long was this shit?
They put this shit together, this trial. The opening remarks are pretty, they paint a pretty graphic picture here. The prosecutor, a guy named Robert Rivera, talks about the whole thing, talks about describing the remains of Scott, try to shock the jury into,
sober them up. They're all stoned right now.
Yeah, you're all stoned. You're all full of pork.
I'm going to show you a picture of a fucking belly button ring with a belly button attached.
Yeah, no shit.
See if that doesn't fucking bring you right down.
He talks about the jawbone that had her blood on it and a pair of jeans recovered 5 miles from the burned SUV. So he was spreading it around. He claimed that Stephen treated Charlie badly when they were together. He said, quote, the defendant would tell his friends that they were just roommates. He did not like to take pictures with her. She still loved him. She had feelings even though she knew he didn't care for her. Yeah. Any female jury in there is like, oh, this fucking asshole.
Fucking jury.
If it didn't happen to me, I know my friend that this guy has been doing that to her for 3 years. What a complete dick.
And that Todd from high school, that's why I broke up with him.
Yeah, total dickhead.
He was an asshole just like this guy.
They had Stephen's coworkers from Manna Foods recalling earlier conversations. Yeah. One said that quote, he said if it was him, he would just throw her off the side of a cliff. Talking about something before. This was talking about another murder that happened to an older woman in the area. He said, quote, because nobody would ever find her there. Oh. So it was like, did you hear about that lady over there? He's like, yeah, why'd they find her? He's like, I'd have just thrown her off a cliff. You're never going to find her there. So, that could be just shit you say in passing, but still, it's a little too, if there's drag marks going to a cliff of your ex-girlfriend and, that sort of thing here.
I got ideas. If things went bad with me, I've got ideas of how to disappear. I've thought about it long and hard, and it's not. I wouldn't kill anybody. I'd just fucking stage my own disappearance.
Yeah, stage your own death.
Goodbye.
Every man on earth has dreamt of faking his own death at some point.
So I'll tell you mine.
If you're over 30, you dreamt of faking your death.
I dreamt of an idea of I'd take a pint of my own blood every few months. And then store up, 11,
I've heard that
12.
This is
and then just fucking explode that shit all over the inside of my car.
That's people.
And then just walk the fuck away. And they'd walk out and be like, there is far too much blood
that's
here.
That's a whole body's worth of blood.
He is for sure dead. Wherever he is, he is not.
Pull like a Charlie and Mac in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. Same thing. I just spray it everywhere.
There's no teeth or bone or hair or anything.
I don't know
just
how
blood.
it got out of his body, but it's definitely out of his body.
Definitely, He's got to be dead. Well, I guess we'll stop looking for her now. Is that your dream? And then you go on and live your life? That's not how it works.
I'm just somewhere else.
That's not how it works here. Linda Popolo, who's the manager of the Planned Parenthood, said that she remembered Charlie and Stephen coming in together for an abortion screening. She said, quote, I believe she was very much in love with him and it was painful for her. Yeah. She looked very much in pain, emotional pain, she said.
By the way, that was my idea after my second child, because I wanted 8 kids, and then we had one, and I was like, fuck this. Then we had a second one, and I was like, how can I get out?
Yeah, how can I fake my death?
Every day I'm just going to take it.
We've all dreamt about it. We all have a plan.
How many pints can you take?
I'll never tell you my plan. Never.
It's going to happen.
Never. So, no, I'm happy now.
Yeah,
I'm happy now, so I wouldn't fake my own death. But for years, I dreamt of faking my own death. Boy, oh, man, did I dream of it. Sweet, sweet release of death for me. Wow, fake death.
Yeah.
So this Popolo says that they also cross-examine her, and they say that they're trying to bash her, saying that she's emotionally invested in the case against him.
Yeah.
They're saying that she's the prosecutor's mother's friend. They're accusing her of that. So he sat there, Stephen sat there, just kind of stoic during that. Yeah. Then a coworker of his came up and said that a Ginseng Milieu is his name, which is...
Ginseng is his first name?
Ginseng Milieu is his name.
Sounds like a fucking energy drink.
He said that Stephen asked him a quote, fairly unusual question. This is the day before Scott went missing. Uh-huh. He said, quote, he asked me what would be the best way to get away with murder. He says, quote,
that's a smidge incriminating.
That's the day before, quote, the only concern he seemed to express was that he needed to get out of work and get involved in the search. He specifically said that he thought it would look bad. He said he was worried. He thought people were watching him and it looked awful that he would be stuck at work while a search was going on. So this is what he's like. The only thing would be, how would I get out of that?
You got a shift to cover, bro.
He's like, I know. They'll let me out if my girlfriend's dead. So, wow. His lawyer, his attorney, Stephen's attorney, told the jury that the exchange was nothing more than a product of Capobianco's, quote, offbeat sense of humor. That's all it was. He didn't take it seriously. What are you thinking about here? What you can take seriously is tons of DNA evidence.
Yeah.
Now, the DNA on the jeans, there's blood stains on the jeans,
sure.
DNA matches to Scott. DNA from both Scott and Capobianco couldn't be excluded from being on the waistband of the jeans. Additional DNA testing is done and matched a 2 to 3 inch long black hair found in the right front pocket of the jeans to Capobianco.
Yeah.
This stuff, though, there was a weird thing in the chain of custody in the DNA of the jeans, and it was because of the timing of it, the Judge Joseph Cardoza ruled that the results could not be presented at trial. So he ruled out that as evidence.
Okay.
So there's some stuff there, but it really, really doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter here. The couple months before, or the couple months after Scott disappeared, another bakery coworker here, John Palicki, said that Capobianco talked about seeing bruises on the arms of his cousin's friend and asked if somebody grabbed her. Quote, I thought I would have to keep myself from killing someone, he said that Capobianco said, which that I don't find weird. If somebody's like abusing your little cousin or something, you'd say, I don't have to keep from killing that son of a bitch. On the way over here, I threatened murder no less than a dozen times. No less than a dozen times. And that was just for traffic infractions. Right. And one guy kind of moved in front and didn't let me in and then looked over at me. And I'm like, you motherfucker. If you're going to do it, keep your fucking head straight. Don't look at me while you do it, you dickhead. So I get it. You know what I mean?
I'm on board with that, too.
Yeah, that sort of thing. So
the amount of times I call people a fucking dildo driving down the road, it's staggering.
Now,
matter of fact, that's what my daughter told me she knows what a dildo is, and I was like, what?
I bet from you.
I was like, you should not know what are you talking about? And she was like, it's a bad driver, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So you don't get to ride with me anymore. That's what that is.
It's a bad driver. That's going to be great.
She's like, I learned what a dildo is. I panicked. I'm like, perfect. You're 7.
You're going to make a left turn one day that she doesn't like. She's going to go to school the next day and tell her teacher, my daddy's such a dildo. And they're going to be like, what? The fuck?
I just hope she doesn't tell her teacher. Daddy taught her what a dildo is.
My daddy's a huge dildo, and my mommy is now stuck with this huge dildo. Super weird. Now, get your laughs in now, because this isn't funny what's coming up.
I'm going to lunch today. My dad's taking me. I'm going to lunch with my mom's dildo. What? What is that? Now, my mom's bad driver.
The prosecution at this point shows they show the court what's left of her black shirt, Charlie's black shirt. It had been punctured below the waistband more than 20 times by a knife.
Oh, my God.
20 times. They said basically it had been plunged in and out, right into where, your pregnancy
would be. Right.
Yeah. They said, they also say he's the only one with any motive, the opportunity, the intent, everything like that. Why else would the attack be focused on the abdomen?
Right.
It's not the Manson family, so what the fuck here? Forensic anthropologist testified that the jawbone fragments, teeth, and other bone fragments recovered at the scene had said a significant amount of force would have to be required to completely fracture the middle of a jawbone.
Oh, my God.
No shit. Another fracture that broke off the upper right back portion of the jawbone could have occurred if someone sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle was punched by someone in the passenger seat. It's like that sort of thing here. Taylor said, so they asked him about that. Now, that's obviously speculation, but they were saying that's about the right deal there. She also said there was indications of defleshing or dismemberment on the lower right jawbone. She also, Taylor testifies about cut marks on the jawbone that show, quote, false starts, indicating a serrated blade like a steak knife had been used like a saw there.
Jesus.
Like a fucking saw there.
Like he's trying to cut...
He's trying to get her teeth out.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Just in case. It's like the wire. It's that sort of thing, I think. Or there's other reasons why that could be also here. They also had forensic entomologists talking about the different stages of maggot development collected from the clothing. And there's 2 insect-laying events associated with the maggots, and they're going through this whole thing. They're saying that the prosecutor asked if it was consistent with a dead body having been wrapped in a blanket that was taped at the ends to prevent insect activity for a period. And the guy said yes. He also said the findings were consistent with someone having been killed around February 9th also. Through all that, they also questioned the experts about the clumps of red hair, everything, the fingernails, and the attorney, the defense has a forensic guy also, and this guy deflects everything. He's saying that the clumps of red hair and the fingernails found could have slipped off a decomposing body as it was being dragged, is what he says. They bring in FBI Special Agent Michael Easter. He analyzes all the call detail records, all the pings and everything like that, which towers. Now, I have a full list of his phone was selected a 2G sector, indicating it could have been on Hana Highway. Like, it's all for less than 1% of the time on these days does his phone ping that. So it's not like that pings it from his house or from somewhere else. They do all the cross-pinging and find all that shit out. I could go over it all with you, but it basically said that he was in that area that night, and he normally isn't in that area, and her phone stopped pinging at a certain time, and that's basically all you need to know about it. It doesn't matter.
The guy with the motive and intent was in the area where the person who he had motive and intent to murder was at,
and he's also
wound up murdered.
And he said he was gone by the time he was still getting pings in that area, which is another thing here.
That's a problem.
Now, the defense... It's ballsy enough, they actually have a defense for this here. The defense attorney, John Oppo, said that the police focused on Stephen, quote, rather than conduct any full and fair, legitimate investigation to find out the truth about Carly Scott's disappearance and death. Wow. Defense attorney, he said that his client was presumed guilty, and he was singled out by police months before he was arrested. They said, quote, Stephen was the sole suspect of a relentless investigation to make him guilty. The only investigation conducted was one to determine Stephen as the responsible party and to ignore any other possibility, no matter how concrete, no matter how substantive these other leads may have been. So, another thing they bring up, they say that he had a reason to lie to the police about the whole thing, but it's not what you think. The reason he told police that wasn't to cover up his involvement in the murder, but it was because
he has a girlfriend.
No. He says, quote, the attorney says, quote, this big lie that the state says is proof of murder. Why wouldn't it be a surprise to anyone if a drug dealer, as the state has evidenced him to be, would be lying to a detective about why he was in a particular location? He said that he was there was weed shipments and shit like that. That's where he was going.
All right.
This all has to do with weed. He didn't want to tell the cops that he was running weed around that night, so he lied and said that he was with his girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. They said you wouldn't tell the cops that. If they thought you killed someone, you fucking would. I'd say I was selling a guy a fucking just a goddamn truckload of heroin right at that moment. At that very moment, a truckload. It was crazy. Colombians. I told them to distribute it.
If weed is going to get me out of murder, if that's my alibi, I'm using it. You're goddamn right, I am.
Yeah, and also he said that you'd heard evidence in the past that Stephen would go to Hana to pick up weed, and Charlie would go with him on occasion in the past. And they sasaid, quote, "Is Stephen supposed to tell Detective Wendell Lau about that?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
You are. You absolutely are. Yes. Also, the defense attorney said that Scott's mother directed the police to Stephen, quote, simply because she hated Stephen.
Okay.
She said on the stand, quote, "I wouldn't necessarily say I hated Stephen, but I did not like the way he treated my daughter."
Yeah.
No shit. The defense attorney said the detectives interviewed 10 others described as, quote, persons of interest, but they were just, quote, token follow-ups just to say they did it so they could focus on Stephen, goddammit.
All right.
The police, quote, refused to consider anything but that ludicrous dismemberment theory. Forget that the defense attorney says this, quote, "Forget that this is pig grounds. There's pigs out there, wild boars. Forget you've got bones so small there's no explainable reason for getting them that small except they went through a wood chipper," is what he's saying here. The defense puts up a Michael Lawford, a Stanford emergency room doctor and trauma surgeon. He says the linear parallel marks were made by an animal, possibly a wild boar weighing 150 pounds or more, not knives, obviously. Okay. So, Yeah. He also says that under the law, the jurors can't hold it against Stephen because he chooses not to testify, because he says, this is what he says why he doesn't testify. The lawyer says, quote, "Why would he, given the state of the evidence?" Yeah, there's a shitload of it. Why would you sit up there while they tell you a bunch of shit that you can't explain?
Why wouldn't you go up and explain it all away? If you can. If they didn't have any evidence, you'd be like, well, that's bullshit evidence, and here's why. Right.
Yes, let me explain myself. It's
your chance to a fair trial, sir.
He said he tells the jury that the defense wasn't required to present evidence or prove anything. He said, quote, "We, the defense, have actually proven that the state has no idea what it's talking about." Okay. Now, this actually got some jury questions centered on the motives of people testifying. One question submitted by a juror to the Knight said, quote, "Are you on a mission to convict Stephen?" It was a juror from the question, or a question from the juror. He answered, quote, "Nope. From day one, I wanted the truth to come out. That's why I stood by him as long as I did. No one else was up. No one else was up until, the point where he got arrested. I considered him my friend,"
right?
Which is fair. He said, quote, "Just simple things like him saying I gave him a ride to work that morning tells me he's lying about the situation. Friends don't really deceive friends like that."
Oh, so he didn't give him a ride?
No.
And wow, so
he lied about everything.
He's like, he's throwing me into this shit. I didn't have anything to do with this. Right.
So this trial lasts 6 months. 6 months is like fucking almost OJ here. This is like a Hawaiian OJ.
Yeah.
The deliberations for the jury, when this goes to the jury, take 3 weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks. That is so long to negotiate, to deliberate.
They clearly put him up in a nice hotel.
I mean, they had to have. It was they were just lounged out. They forgot they were supposed to be deliberating. They're like, oh, I was so stoned, I forgot.
What the hell? We're in Hawaii, you guys. This is and we're on the fucking government's dime.
There was a view of the whales. Yeah. We couldn't, and then free poi bags every morning. We're going to be here. We're going to be here. Sorry. Now, December 28th, 2016 is the verdict. 6 months of trial, 3 weeks of jury, 3 weeks of jury deliberations. The jurors find him guilty of murdering Charlie Scott,
right.
At the time. Now, her mother had not been able to watch as the trial unfolded. Her mother's not been able to watch it because she was called as a witness. So you can't see the other witnesses sometimes, and there was some technicality with it. She said, quote, "It was beyond frustrating. It was devastating. It was very difficult. But now there's a verdict." Scott said, so she's excited. She sat there very excited that he was found guilty. She was sitting close to him. She said she felt emotions flare up in her that will likely never go away. She said, quote, "It just hurts a lot. It hurts to know that he's drawing air and she's not." She said that she only feels that judgment it's been partially served, justice has, because her daughter's body's never been found. She says, quote, "We don't have Charlie. This is still part of the battle for us. I still want to bring my child home and hers." She wants both of them.
Sure.
While he's in court, she, the mother, Kimberlyn Scott, who's great, she's whispering she's talking to Capobianco when she testifies in the later on. She's
Get
going,
the fuck
where
out.
is she? Where are they? Give her back to us.
Yeah.
Do one decent thing in your life and give her back. She's pleading with her. Carly Scott's father, Robert Scott, had to be removed from the courtroom after he lashed out at and tried to attack the defense attorney.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's a good dad.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
He shouted, pointed, and yelled at him and said that he should be ashamed of himself for trying to put out.
I agree with him because a defense attorney. I've changed my mind. I agree that the defense attorney.
You have to have it.
Yeah, and you
have to be fair.
You got to fight for a fair trial and a fair sentence.
He was also besmirching her name and saying
when
bad
you're
shit
up there
about
saying
her.
horrible shit about a girl you've never met, you're a fucking asshole.
It's fucking horrible, man. Yeah, no shit. Now the jury has to go back in another day and deliberate the
sentence.
They have to deliberate on the additional allegation that he knowingly caused the death of another person in a quote especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel manner.
Yeah,
that's the aggravator.
Yeah.
So the defense attorney asked for more time. He said, quote, I don't think it's unreasonable for the defense to be asking for more than, I don't know, how many hours between now and 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure why we're being rushed to do that, particularly when such a severe outcome is hinging on that hearing. The judge said, how about this? Eat dicks. We'll be back
Make
there.
up your mind, fuckers.
The mother said she's fine with additional time in court. She said, quote, I want to hear what they found in the enhancement. The enhancement is meant to bump up the penalty to what it would be for first-degree murder, which means life without the possibility of parole.
Fantastic.
Now, meanwhile, while this is all going on during trial, Stephen's aunt, a woman named Susan Capobianco, 50 years old, is sentenced to jail and also being put on probation for 4 years after that because she was sneaking packages into him during visiting hours. In a package that they found was 12 cigarettes, about 1/3 of a gram of meth, some marijuana, hash oil, and rolling papers.
Wow.
They say that she acknowledged to the guards that she passed the package, but said she thought it contained just cigarettes to be traded for food. She said she didn't know it was drugs in there. So she brought it in, but didn't know it was in there. Okay.
Sure.
So now January 4th, 2017 is jury recommendation. During the closing arguments, Robert Rivera is really the prosecutor's laying it in, holding up the black skirt that she wore. She said, quote, he said, quote, killing Charlie Scott was not enough for this man. One only has to look at the black skirt that Charlie wore that night, the multiple stab wounds to the abdomen. If he only wanted to kill her, stabbing Charlie Scott in the chest would have done it. The stab wounds to this skirt speak volumes here. He said that stabbing in her womb, quote, he wanted to, quote, make her suffer and realize she crossed him. The 5-month-old fetus was prolonging Charlie's life. Her baby was protecting her. That's the way he was looking at it, she was saying. So the defense attorney says that stabbing that many times, this is the balls this guy has. I wish the father would have punched this guy. Stabbing that many times was no evidence that he tortured her before killing her. He says, quote, as counterintuitive as that may seem, this is what it comes down to. The more stab wounds, the quicker the onset of death. The quicker the onset of death, the less the suffering. You guys might not like that, but that's the common sense and reason.
Is that it? No.
He said that to a jury who's deciding something.
Who said that?
The defense attorney.
What the
said that
fuck?
to a fucking jury.
What a scumbag.
What a sack on him. I mean, Jesus Christ, man.
You know, if you want somebody to not suffer, you really got to fucking destroy them.
You got to really do it.
You know, one gunshot won't do it. 15 of them in a row.
Yeah, I would say
that's
so.
That's not suffering, you fucking dick.
They come back and answer yes to the heinous, or atrocious, or cruel, or all that sort of thing here. Adam Gaines, the guy who was friends with him, said, quote, it's the difference between that monster potentially being back in our community and hopefully never seeing this community again.
Oh, man.
We're incredibly grateful to the jury for coming in on the right decision. March 23rd, 2017 is sentencing.
Yeah.
It is packed.
Yeah.
People want to see his ass go down hard. They speak. All of her friends and family come up. It is hard. Her sister said, quote, I feel like everybody's expecting to be able to move on after today. We're hoping for it, but there's no moving on. Adam Gaines, the guy we talked about before, said, quote, the way he committed this is so disgusting that I truly, with all my heart, believe that he never deserves to see the light of day again. Truth. And that's coming from someone that used to really care about Stephen.
Yeah.
That's his former roommate. He also says, quote, quote, I knew he was trouble, but I saw something inside him beyond his darkness that maybe I could help him. I was wrong. There is nothing good or decent. You are a purely sociopathic person that hasn't showed 1 ounce of remorse or regret for this disgusting act you planned and executed. I don't believe you ever expressed any genuine emotion. Rotten hell, you bastard.
He said that?
He said that in court.
Rotten hell,
you bastard.
I like it.
Yeah, other people too, tons of people. Her friend Brittany Baker said, I beg you, please sentence him with the harshest penalty. Why would this man walk free when the rest of our lives she won't be free? Why would she be free when Charlie and she already named the baby?
Oh, no.
Yes, she already named the baby Josh. Will never be free. And then she says to him, too, I hope you have fun in jail for the rest of your life.
Have fun.
Have fun in jail, asshole. So everybody goes after him, obviously, on the stand deservedly. The judge gives him, Stephen, your turn.
Yeah, you have the floor.
Please address the court. What does he say? No, thanks.
I'm
Nothing
good.
to say. You dumb motherfucker. I don't think it would matter what he said.
Yeah, but
still.
I mean, he's been convicted. They're about to sentence him.
Yep.
At least say something like, look, you guys got me.
Yeah.
It's over. I mean, granted, he's going to appeal. All that shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
But don't just say, I got nothing.
Nothing. Sorry. The defense attorney asked if he could be moved from the jury box to sit next to his attorneys because he's over by the jury box for this. And people in the gallery started shouting, no, we need to see his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see this motherfucker. So he doesn't comment. The judge has some comments for him, though. The judge says, quote, why would you have deprived yourself the gift of your son is almost impossible for anyone to understand and is suggestive of self-centered thinking. Someday, somehow, you will need to comprehend the tragedy that you have created. Your actions were senseless, they were cold, they were calculated. And for that, you must serve an extremely severe penalty under the law, and the community, all communities, must be protected from you.
Yeah.
You, sir, may fuck off. Minimum sentence of 70 years.
Holy shit.
For the murder charge and an additional 10 years.
Oh, my God.
To be run concurrently for the arson charge for a total of 80 years in prison before any eligibility of parole.
That's great.
So he's fucked.
That's fantastic.
Final decision comes down to a paroling authority board, but they just have to approve it.
Right.
Yeah, he's life in prison without parole.
That's
he's
basically
completely
what that
fucked.
is. It's never happening.
He's done. He'd be 100, and I think at that point, like 107 when he got out or some crazy shit.
You don't get to be an old man in prison. That doesn't happen.
Absolutely not. So people started heckling him after that. Where is she? Where are they? People are shouting. It's crazy. The prosecutor said, quote, we know that we can never provide peace and calm for the family, but we just wanted to make it so they could move forward. At this point, this is the best we can do under the circumstances. Also, what they do, the defense contests. Can you believe this shit?
Okay.
You got sentenced to that. They're contesting a $3,548 claim, which is the restitution for Scott's vehicle, laptop, cell phone, all that shit that he destroyed. You have to pay for everything you destroyed, too. They're actually filing a fucking appeal to that. Like, we say the blue book was only $2,500. Are you out of your fucking mind? Wow. The sack on that shit makes me crazy. So March 2017, an appeal for a new trial comes down and it is denied.
Good.
Get fucked, mister. So he's sitting in prison. I'm sure he has more appeal, whatever, habeas corpus, habeas shit and all that, habeas relief. But at this point, he's sitting in there. He's fucked. No one wants to hear his garbage. I do have to say this, though. As bad as that person is, and he's a horrible person, and that story was fucked, please, whatever you do, don't take it out on Stephen Capobianco, a partner at Goldberg Segala Law Firm in New York.
Jesus.
Don't take it out on him. He didn't do it. It's not his fucking fault.
And he's probably connected. Listen to that last name.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with that guy.
Well, he represents the connected guys. But no, he does professional liability, corporate services, and commercial litigation.
Okay.
So don't take it out on him, guys.
He's got a straight job.
And also, don't take it out on Stephen Capobianco, a medical director at Rock Tape who holds a BA and an MA in kinesiology and exercise science.
Wow.
In addition to a doctorate in chiropractic medicine.
Jesus.
Don't take it out on him.
Good
this poor
Christ.
guy's in Denver.
He's worked his ass off his whole life.
He did nothing to cause this. He killed no women that I know of. I can guarantee you he killed no women in Hawaii.
Right.
So that is that horrible story. How horrible of a story is that, man?
Christ.
Dude, that made me I was just like, this person is a fucking monster.
For real.
I mean, even if some of the stuff was caused by animals or something like that, he took her apart.
He, at minimum.
Tried to cover her fingertips, they found, and teeth. That's things that identify you.
Right.
That's what he was doing.
That's the reason.
Taking shit out of her head and then dumping her off a fucking cliff.
Clumps of her fucking
hair,
hair,
Tried to take her hair off. Tried to scalp her so they couldn't identify her that way.
What a piece of shit.
And then just say, nothing up that road. Yeah. Everything's fine.
Took her belly button ring out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Anything identifiable at all.
Or wherever else it was. I'm assuming.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, whatever ring, a body piercing of some kind.
Wherever she put a hole, he tried to remove it.
So if you like that story, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you, but I appreciate you hanging in there for it. But before we get to the plugs and all that stuff, I have to get this off my chest. I have to, because it's been pissing me off for a long time now. All right, what I'd like to fucking talk about for 1 second here is self-important twat fuck podcasters, okay? What we do here, we know we're not important.
Right.
We know we're taking a story, I'm researching, I'm finding all the information I can, I'm putting it together, and I'm putting it out.
Right.
There are people out here who think they are doing something special for the world by doing a fucking true crime podcast, and you people can eat 12 fucking dicks because you're not a homicide detective.
Right.
Most of you aren't even fucking journalists.
You aren't breaking any story.
You're doing nothing, but they do. Some of these people say, see, we'll get messages, and you've gotten these before, where incredibly sweet people who are looking for answers will message us and say, hey, can you do me a favor? My sister disappeared 15 years ago, and she was killed, and we can never find her, and this case is unsolved. Would you look into it? And we say, thank you for thinking of us. We're fucking comedians. We have no business looking into the disappearance of anybody. We have no resources.
I barely have any
connections.
I barely have the credit to look into the disappearance of my fucking car keys.
I can't find shit. And you know why we wouldn't do it? Not because we don't want to, because we're not going to waste your time. No. We're not self-important tools. We'll say we're really sorry. We hope that works. I don't know, help the police, investigators. There are fucking people out there who think they're solving fucking crimes as podcasters. You stupid son of a bitches. You're solving shit. You're solving your own fucking ego.
Right.
You think you're solving things? Are you a fucking homicide detective? You know how I could tell that you're not a homicide detective? You know what homicide detectives don't do? Fucking ads for Blue Apron and mattresses and shit. That's what they don't fucking do. And it's nothing against the mattresses or Blue Apron. It's a fine mattress and a fine meal delivery kit service. Trust me, they're fucking great. But homicide detectives in the middle of investigating a fucking case don't stop and say, have you heard about the largest meal kit delivery service in the United States? They don't fucking say that. You know why? Because they have real shit to do, because they're dead fucking people who they're responsible for finding, unlike you who are sitting in your fucking living room that you've made into a fucking studio saying how you're finding people. You're not finding shit. You self-important, bloated assholes. All of you. Fuck. If you're just telling a story and giving people entertainment, great. Good for you. If you think, and if you're boring and you read from a script and everything is blah, 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 that's fine. Some people like that. I won't disparage you. But if you're doing that and saying you're finding things and I've done an investigation, you know why Serial was good?
You have a day job, sir. You're not investigating shit.
You know why Serial was good? Because Sarah Koenig, who's a very good journalist, still at the end of it, she's a journalist. You know what she said? I don't fucking know what happened. You know why she didn't know? Because she didn't know, because she's a fucking... She's not a homicide detective.
She writes stories.
She said the responsible fucking thing. And then there's some people who took that and ran with it and were accusing wildly everyone around the fucking case. People who have a girl's ex-boyfriend, they're looking up lens crafters records. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I get it that you want to solve it and you're curious, but you don't do it in a public forum and then act like you're important for doing it, you fucking assholes. Okay, that said, we're a comedy podcast. We don't do that. I'm going to splice this into both shows. So I want everyone to hear it, because I hope it gets back to any self-important. Because if you're sitting there going, is he talking about me? I am. Yes, I am.
Absolutely.
If you know I'm not, then I'm not. But if you think maybe you're that self-important,
then you're a cunt.
You're a cunt. Enjoy. So please, guys, after that insanity...
You're so angry.
I'm always very angry at shit like that. If you like that and you like the rest of the show, go on over to iTunes.
Yes.
Give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
And tell us you like us. It helps so much on the business end. Can't stop at 10,000. We have to keep going and going and going, because we still want to go up the charts, even though we hit 10,000. So that's no milestone. It's just keep plowing through. Get to live shows February the 18th and Boston at Laugh Boston at 1 p.m. Get those tickets tickets March 25th, Phoenix at Stand Up Live. All the links will be in the show description to that.
There you go.
Head on over to crimeinsports.threadless.com for all of your crime and sports and small town murder merchandising needs.
Right.
Also, if you want to be an amazing superstar, fabulous person.
These people.
These incredible people are superhero people.
You're fucking amazing.
You can do that by going over to patreon.com/crimeinsports and you can make a donation there. Or you can do a one-time donation over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com.
That's the one.
And also, if you want to get a hold of us at all, you can do that at Murder Small on Twitter, Facebook.com / smalltownpod over there, crimeinsports@gmail.com. All of those different places. And Jimmy, tell us this long list of wonderful people who have made our lives better this week. Hit us with it.
Well, first this week, our executive producers, again, Christiane Cristaldi, Jess Landgren, and Sarah Gilbo. Thank you all so much for doing what you do. You're so fantastic to us, and we really appreciate you. That's the truth. Chame, C-H-A-M-E.
Okay.
What kind of name? How do you pronounce that shit?
Jesus.
No, don't even try. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Because her husband's name is James Hires, so thank you
Thanks,
both
James.
very much. Cammy? Maybe.
That's a name I've heard of.
I don't fucking know.
James and Cammy, we hope.
Johnny Bananas up in Minnesota, thank you. Dennis and Lucy Taylor, they're truckers running across this country together. Thank you both very much. And there's a profession that you can do with your wife and you won't want to fucking murder her.
Yeah.
And if you do, you've got the opportunity and the ability because you're in another town
Dump her
tomorrow.
on a roadside thing. Yeah, no, blame it on a
So
drifter.
don't make her mad, Dennis, because she'll do it. I'm sure of it. Jen Weiner Frakes. That's it. Veronica Swift lost a family member this week. I'm very sorry, Veronica. I hope you're doing well. And Nitch, Sandy Handjob, they upped their donation. Thank you, Sandy. Jennifer Brashears donated both ways with Patreon and PayPal. So thank you, Jenny. Jennifer. She goes by Jenny.
All right.
Or she hates Jenny. I'm not sure. Ryan Eliason, Katie Conlin also had a death in the family this week. Thanks for spending your time with us, Katie. Taryn Lisa Taylor, Bree Trinoski. That's it. Mark Trudeau, Taylor Matthews, Chelsea Van Sickle, Holly Hamilton. Thank you, Holly. Claire Fry, Cody McCall. Jesus. Tina Pole. Fuck.
Jesus.
Tina Pole Peterson. Got it. Taylor. It's 2 words. Ray Foster. Taylor Ray Foster.
Taylor Ray Foster.
Right. I thought it was Ray Foster.
Ray Don Sean.
Right. That you get it. Seymour Johnson. I doubt that's a real name, right? Seymour Johnson.
Not. Let's hope not.
I'm going to guess that's a joke.
Let's hope that's a Dick Moss.
It might. It's possible.
Yeah.
I could see it. Robert Thompson, David Estevez, Mega Lawrence, Lawrence. Probably.
Laurence.
Sylvia C. Denise Whitney, Stacy with no last name.
She's going to be a big star.
That's the one. Shandell Whitney, thank you so much. We also owe your family over, I think they were in South Korea. We owe them something. Yeah. We gotta,
definitely.
Find me, Shandell, on Twitter, and I'll take care of that. Woodrow Lemke, Timu Ilaranta. I'm fucking it up, I guarantee it. I'm sorry, Timo. Carly Carter, Michelle L. Pegram, Allie Bradley, Amy Starr, Connie and Sean Young up their donation. Thank you both. Jennifer Connerton, Naomi Belt, Brendan Moore, Tammy Collier, Ingrid Stock upped her donation. Thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
She's the one over in this ends in North Korea Bucks in Norway.
Hey,
that's the one.
Nice.
Thank you, Ingrid.
The Nors.
You're right. Ross Smith, Sydney Summers, Hannah Turley. Thank you, Hannah. Kelly Walsh, Stephanie Pirtle, Connor Miller, Amy L. Russell, Grace Blackman, Jesse Woodgate, Brittany McDonald, Nick Gastel, Nick Knezovich.
Yeah.
Knezovich.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know if the K is silent. It's probably not. It's probably Knezovich, right?
Yeah, it sounds cool.
I don't know.
I like Knezovich.
Tyler James Johnson, Eliana Catalina Agudela. That's right. How did I do that?
That's a nice one.
Eliana Catalina Agudela.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
John, no, Colin. How did I do John for Colin?
And a Colin? Yeah, those.
That's not
very
good. That's
few
terrible.
even similar letters.
Maddie Johnson. That's why, because I saw Maddie Johnson below, and I was trying to get ahead of myself, and I fucked over Colin. Sorry, Colin.
Sorry, Colin.
Colin F. Spencer. Kat Oyala over.
Oh yeah.
She had her appendix taken out, so I hope she's feeling okay. Stacy Huffaker, Mariah Menhier, Jessica Skinner, Madeline Berry. Thank you, Madeline. Appreciate it. Madeline Berry, that's the name. Jessica, fucking no way. Sridhar. There's no way I'm pronouncing that right ever in the history of ever.
You'll fuck that all up.
Jessica, I'm so sorry.
We love you, Jessica.
You understand. Tina Peterson, Melissa Allen in L.A. Thank you, Melissa.
Hey.
Aaron, Buzz in Australia.
Buzzby.
He's fucking.
Thanks, Buzzby.
You're the best, Buzz. Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Amanda Gibson, Kathy, Jen E. No, Kathy and Jen don't have last names. Shauna fucking Brazelton. I
think either way.
Probably.
I think it's probably been pronounced both ways in their life.
I'm sure she's had it ruined a million times. Selena with no last name. Christina Bretz. Greggy the Dude. I don't know. That's fascinating. Heidi McRoberts. Laura Taylor. Adam with no last name. Brandy Dunkel. Jen Armstrong. Kay Roberts, Michael Patterson, Linda Seipert, and Andrea Wardlow donated both ways also.
Thank you
so much, Andrea. Cora Macbeth, Zombie Darlings, I don't know what that is. Elizabeth Tebow, Michelle Jolly over in Australia.
Yeah,
thanks,
you, Michelle.
Jennifer Portzer, Carolyn Jeffries, Stacy L. Lanktot. Stacy Lanktot. I don't know. Lanked it? Is it Lanked it?
I don't know.
No. Paul Roost, who makes all those memes over on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
They're fantastic. He makes, they're all custom to us. That's incredible.
Awesome, man. Thank you
so much, Paul. Maria Chachir. Chachere. Chachere. Chakir? I'm not sure. Shashir. That's great. That's the one. Shashir. It's got to be.
I don't think that's what it is.
No, it's probably not.
It's never
I'm
the one
talking
we
us into
decide
it, right?
on. Yeah.
Kathleen Thill continues to be amazing, and she's a vet, so thank you so much, Kathleen.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Emmy Dumont Guthier, Heath Mauger, Jennifer Hogan, Cat Power, Kapow Designs. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. She got a new boyfriend. She's getting the D on the reg, and she's super happy about it.
Good for you,
She's
Kat.
thrilled. Good for you, and good. And her boyfriend looks like Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish. It's hysterical.
That's pretty good.
I can't get enough of it.
Good for you.
Ashley Fleming, Jamie Glockson, Melanie Steinel, Steinel, that's for sure. No, it's not. Tyler Sheets, S. Williams, James Aselta, S. Williams. There's no.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Holly Marie Dunning over in Australia got a brutal diagnosis, and she listens all the time, and she sends me snaps pretty frequently. And I'm pulling for you, Holly. I'm thinking about you, and I hope you're feeling better today.
Yeah,
I hope
man.
today's a good day. Abby Kolhanek, Alex Hooper, and Steve Schnell over in Philly.
Oh, yeah, Steve Schnell.
Yeah, that guy's terrific.
Heavy metal scientist guy.
Yeah, that's the one.
On Twitter.
I hope your fucking Eagles rout some...
I hope today you learned some new shit.
I hope today you're celebrating, because this comes out after this bullshit game. Nicholas Mahmoud, Margaret Schock, Edward Staminsky Jr., Autumn Allen, Jason Anderson, Kathleen Marquardt. Yes, I nailed it. How the fuck did I do that? Jennifer Skoglund, Guy Ryu.
So we're going to go with Ryu from Street Fighter 2.
That's what I just did, yeah.
Nice.
And then Fiona Bell. You guys...
Thanks, guys.
So you guys
Bottom
come
of our
through every
hearts.
week, and we can't thank you enough. You guys keep it all moving, and you keep us going. And for real, from the start of the show to today, you guys are the ones that do this for us. We can't do this without you, and we really appreciate you. So thank you.
I love those damn people.
They're amazing.
You just want to hug them all.
Every goddamn week.
Thank you guys so much. Honestly, it means from the bottom of our hearts. It means the world and everything to us. Absolutely everything to us. Jimmy, what if one of these fine people wanted to say that maybe you meant something to them? How could they do that?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. WHISMAN Sucks. I really appreciate all the words that you guys give me. The support you guys have shown us is fucking incredible. In our first year of this, we've had staggering. This is success. This is staggering success that we never thought that we would get, and we really appreciate all of you guys.
It's all you guys.
So
You're 100% responsible for it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. If you want to get a hold of me, you can do it at Jimmy P is funny, or copy and paste my last name. Don't try to spell it. You don't want to do that crap.
No.
But guys, buy the stuff. Buy the live show tickets.
That's
come
what
see
we
us.
need you to do.
We're really going to crush it at the live shows. We have a good
so
time
much
at
fun.
those. So please come out. I'm telling you, guaranteed fun at the live shows. But never mind all of that shit.
Yeah.
Till next week, everybody. It's been our pleasure.
Bye.
Hey guys, I just want to tell you real quick, web support is brought to you by webandwriter.com. If you're looking to build a website, go over to webandwriter.com. They build websites that look great on all screens, graphics, logos, engaging content. Go over to webandwriter.com or go over to facebook.com/webandwriter. They'll build you an unbelievable website at a very fair rate. They'll build you a very great website. Go see them, webandwriter.com.
Wall money. I'm Ed Donahue with an AP News Minute. President Trump spoke today in Kansas City about immigration.
We want people that can love our country and people that can help our country.
The president wants Congress to fully fund his immigration plan, including money for his border wall.
They're playing games. They're playing political games. I actually think the politics of what they're doing is very bad for them, but we're going to very soon find out. Maybe I'm not right, but usually I'm right.
Sources say President Trump will nominate the Army Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley, as his next top military advisor. A deputy shot and killed during a mass shooting at a bar in Southern California last month died from friendly fire.
FBI analysis confirmed that this was a rifle round fired by a CHP officer. This bullet struck Sergeant Helis in the chest and struck his heart.
12 people in all were killed at the country music bar. On Wall Street, stocks sharply lower ahead of the closing bell. I'm Ed Donahue.
If you like small-town murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.